had shown positive results, early results in treating COVID-19 patients. So positivity across the board. As we mentioned, more earnings to get to today. Apple, Amazon, both to the downside. We had American Airlines out yesterday, United out today with earnings. It's Friday, May 1st, first day of the month, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at Asian markets from overnight. They were mostly mixed, some to the downside, solidly higher elsewhere. Let's go over to Europe and have a look at how things shaped up in the European region. You're going to see, big time red numbers right across the board here for European markets. We'll shift over to North America and see how things are shaping up heading towards the open here. About a half an hour to go. 2% for the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, 2.25% to the downside. TSX futures here in Toronto, 1.6% to the downside already. Brazil's open trading sharply lower, 4.8%. Look at crude down there, extending a 2-session winning streak, now 3 days in a row, back to the upside for crude oil. Gold is trading slightly lower to start the morning. It's Friday. It's the first day of the month. We have lots of earnings, guys, to get to. Apple, obviously Amazon, both trading lower this morning, probably making up most of this decline for the overall market. However, as we said, coming off a huge month last month.
Monster month. And May is going to be an interesting one. We're starting it off a little bit in the red here. It's not just Apple and Amazon. Big news coming out of both Boeing, Gilead, everyone's always paying attention to. You've got some high flyers that are bouncing up to the upside here, gap ups and MDGS and SPI. We're going to be all over these. And the numbers were pretty solid to end the month last year. Top trader by market at Day Trade the World here. 22,000 in New York, 21,000 in NASDAQ. London, still big numbers consistently out of the LSE. For the company. Top trader makes 16 and change. Germany 11,000, Amex 11, and then also the CME, they're trading some futures at 11,000. So solid numbers across the board. Fantastic month April was. May, I think, will be even better.
We're probably going to get into some MDGS right now, breaking this high here through $4.25. I don't like to get into things too early, but if we do break 4.25, let's go. 4.27 though, I'm seeing is the high, but I'll take 4.25. We'll see if that can blow up to the upside here on MDGS. But yeah, Apple, Amazon. I tweeted it out, guys. Follow me on Twitter. Some of the key levels. There we go. So now we are now long MDGS right here. $4 and what price was that at? Come on, open up. You see that on the bottom there? $4.25.50, so I got the half print there. Anyways, Amazon, Gilead, you hit it all. Boeing, Visa. I want to look at Uber today. I want to look at CCL. I have some big trades planned for you guys, so get ready as we go through them all with Brendan.
Yeah. Let's jump right into things here, guys. We'll get going with some earnings. Before we do, let's head over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining our live trading show. Guys, I wish you a great trading day, and we are here to make it even better. Please share this video with your friends, and of course like and subscribe to this channel. Also, yesterday we launched a new educational channel, so subscribe for Market Wisdom by TraderTV.live also. And guys, if you're watching us from Facebook, join us on YouTube. We're having an amazing live chat there. I will send you the link. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
All right, let's jump right into things here. Apple going to be the first one we talk about. Obviously reporting aftermarket yesterday. The company did kind of point to the coronavirus as far as a lack of revenue growth and sales. They also opted against providing a full year guidance for the remainder of the year. So a little bit of a negative look here. They said Greater China revenue dropped $10.2 billion in last year's quarter to $9.5 billion due to the supply chain and retail impact of the COVID-19 outbreak. So Apple to the downside here this morning, guys. Interesting though, we had a big move up initially, but gapping down here.
Yeah, we broke above 300 there off the initial release there. And everybody comes in and they analyze things so fast, and so obviously this was some sort of an algo that came in there. Look, we weren't expecting Apple to guide at all. We know the coronavirus is going to be an issue for production and for sales. There's 30 million people unemployed in the U.S. there. couple million probably here in Canada when those numbers get released. So yeah, it's not great, but it's not horrible also. I mean, down 2.5% isn't the end of the world. I mean, it moves 4, 5, 6% in a day, very similar to what it did yesterday as well. We had a big day for some of these names yesterday. Look at that. I mean, with 287, we basically opened at yesterday, and that's sort of where we are right now. So I don't think this is the end of the world for Apple by any stretch of the imagination. The level that I wrote down was 284.50. That's just going to be the break of this little bottom here, 284 and change. On a daily chart, I mean, I don't know. I don't have too much. We have a lot of these wicks happening on this chart, but you know, you're up here, kind of like a little bit of a V shape, but more like a broken down L-shaped recovery here, and there's not too many levels. It's very choppy in this area. I'm not looking to do too much with Apple. I would have rather liked to see a big beat or a big disappointment. I think this is pretty much in line, and I mean, Apple's down 2, market's down 2. There are probably some better names to get your money in today, but we'll look. I mean, everyone loves Apple, so let's take a 287.50 blow through the top, or 284.50 to the bottom. I mean, I think it's pretty easy.
A little bit lower than that, 287.50. That 30 level was actually the bottom from yesterday's session, so corresponding with the pre-market high. I think that's an interesting level that I'm watching very closely. Yeah, Boeing is getting close to that 145 mark, guys, so keep an eye on that one. There's a lot of room between 145 and 152 to 155, so I don't know that it's going to be an up market today, but Boeing actually looking pretty strong when they got that debt that they needed.
Yeah, and saying now that they're not going to require government aid. So interesting look for Boeing today. Let's go to Amazon, guys. The other big tech name reporting Q1 EPS of $5.01 per share. That missed estimates of $6.25 per share. $75.45 billion in revenue also came in as a beat as far as estimates go. $73.61 billion expected. The company said they will also spend all of their quarter's profit on dealing with the pandemic, guys. So we're negative, but trying to break the highs here in the pre-market.
Amazon, yeah, big shout out to Matt there. Thank you so much for that little $20 there. Thank you, that's nice. Yeah, we'll take that. Thank you. Yeah, we do have that super chat feature, so thanks, Matt. That's a good one to start the day there. Okay, Amazon right now, 2360 level. Again, this is a little worse. Amazon's just been on such a tear. I was saying to these guys, we're at all-time highs, and you can see here, I think this is just some profit taking. Everyone's still ordering from Amazon. Shout out to my family waiting for an Amazon delivery right now as we speak. But 2309 here. It's quite simple. If you break down, this has just been chop central up here, 2450, 2350 to the downside. So if you break this 2309, which we could do at any time today, more about 2300 if you want to be more specific to the downside. I don't think we have as much upside in Amazon today. I really don't think there's too much upside in this name today. I mean, I could be completely wrong. Just people are going to want to sell at some point. So we're going to see about Amazon here. Probably profit taking today, I feel. Yeah,
when you come out and say you may want to sit down at the beginning of your remarks, that's probably going to have some people run to the exits there. And ultimately, if you're looking long term, probably smart the moves that Bezos is making, but at the same time, shareholders like those quick returns. That 2300 level, next support I could find was 2187. So there's some room to the downside there if you catch a break on Amazon. We'll see what happens. They're actually bouncing off the lows right now, so it's not set in stone that we're headed downside. Just watching Boeing rejecting the 145 for now. Got to watch that price off the open, guys.
All kinds of news on Gilead this week. Obviously, when it comes to remdesivir, they were out last night with their earnings as well. In that report, they said they are going to be able to ramp up production of doses of remdesivir to 140,000 by the end of May. And that's the complete round trip as far as the treatment is concerned. So Gilead also reporting earnings that were largely in line with expectations, guys, both per share and revenue basically just meeting expectations, but a little bit of a negative look here as well, 3% to the downside.
I mean, I didn't even really write anything down for Gilead. I mean, we talk about this all the time. I think Neil talked about it a couple of days ago where it was just in a chop situation. And I mean, it's such a headline risk when you're trading Gilead here. $79 off the report all the way up to 81 and change. Look, remdesivir is going to be the key, obviously, to this stock. And if you look at a daily chart here of Gilead, you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like, okay, news comes out, great, you know, we're so good, and then bang, oh, it's not working, and then right back up, and so on and so forth. And Gilead's here to save the day. I remember this one here, April 15th, you close 75, you open up the very next day 87, before basically falling all the way back down to 78 again, and then now today you're caught right here at 81.30, right in the middle. So I'm not in love. I do think if we break through 84 for some magical reason, I don't know if it has a $3 move in it today or not, but if you break above 84, that could be something. I don't really care about the downside of this stock. You have 78.30 maybe as a downside. It moves so much without too many reasons, and now you have earnings, and again, you're only down 2%. Again, I'm not super interested in Gilead.
Sean, I was hoping it would actually crater, so it would break that little channel that it's been forming, sort of the upside there. Would have to probably get down into the 77, 78 range to get you that kind of a move. And what's happened basically this entire month and a half, 2 months, is every time it snaps out of it, it just comes right back in like like a rubber band action. So if it's not going to break those levels to the downside, which hasn't happened here, I don't know that we're playing it. I think you're dead right about that. So we're $2 away from getting into that range where I'd want to be picking it up on a heavy dip. If it gets down to 78, I'll be looking for the first turn and then trying to smack it to the upside and see if we can't catch $1 or $2. But that's been the only play, or unless you're playing some breakouts that happen later on.
Let's go to the airlines, guys. We mentioned Boeing briefly there. We'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about United Airlines. American out yesterday. Today it's United's turn. They reported a loss of $2.57 a share, about $8 billion in revenue. The results compared to estimates of $3.47 loss for the quarter on revenue of about $8.2 billion. So UAL, it is negative, but kind of coming back to these pre-market highs as well.
I mean, UAL, American is also going to be in play as well here. I was actually watching a little bit closer to American Airlines, but it's a similar story here in UAL. You're getting basically this bump up to exactly the same thing you just saw in that Apple chart, where pre-market top is exactly yesterday's bottom, and you're looking for a breakout potential trade right at this mark here. This is about 28.35, 28.40. I don't love the airlines right off the bat. We're still 17 minutes from the open, so both Boeing and UAL are presenting you with this opportunity where you could get a breakout right off the open. It's that 28.40 that we're eyeballing. I think if you're risk averse, you can give it to maybe that 28 mark. Just watch out. Depends on how early you take it. That's a trade I love so much more when it happens at 9:35, maybe 9:45 as opposed to 9:13. But it sort of is what it is. You got to play the price action when it happens. Boeing, I'm just watching sliding back to the downside, guys. So if it fades off that 145, I'm not averse to shorting it in front of that level at some point, even though I do like that breakout.
If you like the long side on UAL, I mean, we did touch down here at a nice little level yesterday at about noon, 28.75. So, you bounce off of right here yesterday, 28.31. So that's right where we're going to open today. Big move up to 31 and then a crash down. Of course, this is just these algos picking up these earnings reports. But here we go, 28.75. I like that for a long, so I'm going to be waiting for 28.75 long side on UAL, especially with this market, guys. Check this out. We are bouncing a little bit. I mean, it's not a whole hell of a lot, but bouncing up to 28.50. We're going to see what we can do here if we break above 28.50 on the S&P. But I actually do like UAL. I'm putting a couple star rating on this play, guys. 28.75 long.
One to the downside now, guys. If we do, market trying to go higher here. If we do get a little bit of a pushback to the downside, Western Digital could be one to look at. The data storage company reported 85 cents per share in earnings versus an expectation of 93 cents per share. So revenue was basically in line with expectations, but they did say they are expecting further headwinds when it comes to the current quarter and also the rest of the year because of, hey, guess what? The COVID-19 outbreak. So 11% up here for WDC, guys.
Smackdown. First thing to get over with here is it's going to be a short sell restricted. That means if you do try to remove liquidity, sell directly to the bid, you're not going to be able to do that. Sometimes that means your best shorts are going to be fading into it. It'll be difficult to catch key level breaks. All that said, we just bounced off a $40 level here in the pre-market. When you go to the daily chart, there's actually a really good support level at 30, and I wrote this one down so I'd make sure I have it for the coming days and weeks in case it isn't today. But big support level I think should be forming. It's actually 37.50 to 38. So if you do get a flush through that 40 mark, watch out for that. I was actually also looking at the retracement upside play here. I just feel like when you have that 40 break opportunity, and you don't even have to risk that much if you look at the strength that it's had so far in the pre-market, I think there's a decent opportunity here. Your next resistance point, you get to a couple of sessions ago, 43 was a big pivot area, and so if it starts rallying for a couple of days back, that's a nice little target for it to make. I mean, down from 49 at the high of yesterday is a massive move, let alone where it is from the close.
96. I see some stuff about Beyond Meat here. Yeah, Beyond Meat getting a little crushed today. Okay, Apple just made a move up. I just want to regroup on this one. I'm not in Apple, but I just want to talk about this 287, the level that it just stopped at here. This is pretty key level, 287.75. So watch out for that to break. I'll be going long if the futures get going here, 287.75. Apple had no problem basically on a little bit of a bump up. This is only like a 5-handle move, and Apple went $1 and change, more about $1.50 up on a 5-handle move. So they want to buy, I'm pretty sure big money wants to come in and buy Apple here at this level and then maybe sell it off when we get back to 290. So that's a name to watch out there. Apple at 287.75. And then Beyond Meat, yeah, wow, hello. I'm not sure, Brendan, I didn't even look anything up on Beyond Meat, but we got all the way down here to 93 and change before making a sweet bottom, 93.50. So look, if this name wants to fade down today and the market does fall, watch out for 93.50 on Beyond Meat. I'm gonna actually look up at a daily chart here. Thank you to who mentioned it there. I don't know who it was. Somebody in the chat there. Victor, what's up, Victor? Yeah, good look on this one. 115. We had Meat Schneider talk about Beyond Meat a little bit. You come down here to 91, 92, and I'm just looking to see what is this key level here. Yeah, 91. So if you break 93.50, you might get to 91 today, guys. Other than that, I don't really see too much on the upside. Maybe breaking 96.50 could be something that's yesterday's low. But right now, Beyond Meat moving around and down. It's only down 3.5%, but like we said, was down about 7 or 8% at one point.
Yeah, it looks like Wells Fargo with a downgrade on that one today for Beyond Meat. So one to watch, definitely. Sean, you also mentioned Visa there briefly. Let's move on to Visa here. Credit card company reported their latest quarterly results that were largely in line with expectations. EPS slightly missed, revenue slightly to the upside. They also pulled their full year forecast. So negative look here for Visa this morning, guys. 2.25%, 175 looking like a bit of a wall so far.
I mean, people love Visa. I mean, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, obviously big stocks here. There's a little bit of worry here with some consumer debt and not being able to pay off some of their bills. Okay, here goes MDGS, but we'll talk about Visa in a second here. 175 is a great little level to break. The problem here is, guys, you have $1.20 spread right now. So that's going to be a hard one to deal with right off the open. And now it closes itself a little bit, but still $1.20 here off the open. I don't really see so much excitement to Visa right now. If you look at a daily chart.
Sean, I'm just going to jump in. You said that 175. Go back to the 28th. That was a big time resistance level. It then had the breakout through that same price. So that's the level I'm watching on Visa. Visa's not a stock that I like to have right away. The spreads can open up a little bit. You guys were talking about that MDGS. I know you're mentioning it there, Sean. For me, because my first instinct is always to fade these plays, I always want to see what happens when it breaks the high the first time. It shook out none of the longs. I was saying this in the chat. If it doesn't shake out the longs, you can't short that name on a retracement play. So the secondary break, I like that a heck of a lot better than the first one if it happens in the pre-market. So for me, this one's a long. That SPI, if you guys are tracking that one, that's what a short setup looks like when you're taking a retracement. A little bit weaker of a name. There were some sell-offs that would have broken some of the longs that had it early. So I think that's what you're working with here. Whether you want to use 4 even or just a little bit more, down to that 375, 390 range, I do think there's 2 levels you can have for a stop. One or both are perfectly reasonable here. But the secondary break looks good. I had 430 as a high on my chart, but I think you were right there, Sean, at 420, 426 being the high in the pre-market.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, for me, it wouldn't have mattered. I was taking the long anyways. We are now right here cashed in. We just took out 10 pennies there, 9 pennies, getting out 34s right now. We're going to wait for higher. So already a nice little cash register here to start the day on a Friday, Brendan. So a good little trade here on MDGS. Let's just wait and see how high this thing can fly.
All right, guys. Yeah, the news on that one today, they had a COVID-19 test kit that they've received the first commercial orders for. And they also said they're going to expand their line of products to include ventilators as well. So that's a medical equipment maker, that MDGS. Let's go to Energy World. ExxonMobil reporting a $610 million loss for their first quarter. The company once again pointing to the COVID-19 outbreak for significant drop in demand, creating extreme oversupply. as far as crude oil. I mean, we've been talking about this for weeks now. So big move down here, guys. 1.25% for XOM. Looks like we already tested this 46.20 though.
Yeah, I'm going to start things off by quickly jumping to the current oil futures contract here above 20, literally at 20. I shouldn't say above. We've basically been back and forth all morning above that 20 mark and just slightly below it as well. So you're getting a strong bump to the upside in crude. It is up about 6% there, at least on the current contract. So you do look at XOM in that sort of environment, and you get those earnings, might prevent you or present you with a solid buying opportunity. So I'll be watching XOM, and I'll be watching a little bit of Occidental. That was a fantastic trade if you're watching that as well. 46.50 is the top break. If we hold $20 and can catch a break on XOM at 46.50, check that. I think we're going to like it. It just made a bit of a top, however, at 48.80. That's the resistance point, I think, for the next few days that we're going to have trouble getting through. And if it fails there a third time, you're probably going to have a bit of a turnaround.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for XOM to get going again, like Neil was mentioning there. Just wait to see what's happening. My eyes are more focused here. Apple comes up to that 287 again, guys, and touches it before fading back down. So I do like that 287.80, guys. Look, I mean, I just gave that level to you. It came right back, stopped again, and then retraced back down. So if you're looking for a short 287, I mean, that was, we talked about it up here. Then it came back 3 times to test that 287.70 level here on the futures. So or on Apple. So you might want to look out for that, as MDGS still just bouncing around here, 432-ish right now. We're going to wait for a higher move on this one.
All right, guys, one in the energy group that you want to look at to the long side, possibly Chevron, also reporting their earnings actually a little bit better than expected, both EPS and revenue. They also beat on forecasts, so they provided a forecast moving forward. So CVX, not really doing a heck of a lot in the pre-market, but one that could get going to the upside possibly. Let's move on to Boeing here. We talked about it briefly already, but the plane maker raising $25 billion in a bond offering, the 6th largest ever, and saying now that they will not require any assistance as far as financial aid goes from the government. So yeah, we're nicely higher here for Boeing.
We did talk a little bit about Boeing here, and we were talking about that 145 level for a breakout potential, and then there wasn't a heck of a lot in terms of resistance till you got to this channel. Top end of this channel has been 152 to 155, and it just can't seem to get through it the last few weeks. I think certainly if you get through that 150, that's your next, 145, that's your next stop. I did mention we do like this one for a short fade play. If it's not going to be able to break this level, I think there's an opportunity here, maybe right off the open. If we reject this 144, 145, maybe we take a quick sell opportunity, still with our eyeballs on that 145 breakout, but maybe taking advantage of a chance to sell this one right off the open.
Guys, look at Uber here, down 4% today. I like Uber breaking this bottom here, 28.80. When Uber gets going, it can get going. So watch out here, 28.80 to the bottom. It's actually, I'm going to wait for probably for 28.75. Uber has been not great the last couple days. You can see here it does touch off at 31.50 here before fading back down yesterday. 28.80 there on yesterday's number. What was yesterday's low? 29.72. So we're down about $1. And this is that kind of level that we're talking about here. You can break through. This is 28.75 all the way up here. So you crack down below here. The next leg could be into 27, for sure 28. So 28.80 is on my look for that. Let's check out quickly the imbalance locator. I did want to talk about CCL. The level I wrote down for that one, 14.50. I'll go over that in a second. AT&T, CPE, a few names, Snap. We'll get to MGM, I know, in a minute, Brendan, as well. But really, the only name on this list that's anything significant is CCL. So if we go over to Carnival right now, you can see this 14.50 becomes a little bit of a magnet here. We're going to see if that can break. And again, options levels, 14.50, 14.75, $15. And look, what a surprise in the pre-market. Top 15, bottom 14.50. So I love Carnival Cruise today, guys. That's another name to look at. This is the daily chart. There's a gap here between 13 and 14.50, which is basically right where we're at here. So this is a little gap fill that they have to make all the way back down here to 13. No one's taking any cruises anytime soon. So I do like Carnival and Uber today, guys.
Yeah,
right, guys,
Carnival was a great short yesterday, right off the open. It was just slid down heavily. So definitely one to watch. I'm watching basically the same level. Similar setup to what we did yesterday. You have to like it. If it gets above 15, next stop I think is about $15.75, however, so watch out there.
All right, guys, let's go to MGM. Sean, you mentioned MGM there quickly, gapping to the downside, reporting earnings, 45-cent per share loss. Revenue was to the downside as well. I mean, obviously, as expected, considering what is going on, they did come out and say they will reopen Las Vegas operations as soon as they are cleared to do so, whatever exactly that means. So $16 up here, possibly an area to watch.
Yeah, I'm just getting some of my orders locked and loaded right here. MGM, okay, let's go back over to MGM here. The reason why I wasn't overly excited about this one was really just because it was 300,000 shares in volume. I mean, it's not a huge play right here in volume, but yeah, look at that, down 7.25% right now percent. So we are coming to the downside, 1550s right here. I didn't do too much work on it, but we do have this $15 level, 15.25 and change. I like to look to see where, this is a daily chart, guys. You can see we are now breaking this 50 period. Check out our VWAP video. That's posted there on our Market Wisdom page, but this is not VWAP. This is a simple 50 period moving average, and that was at 16.24. So that's been broken now, guys, and that's a big thing for me. We break that downturn, so the downtrend is now down. So yeah, 15, I like the break of this. 1538 to the downside, MGM.
I actually was looking at this one through 1550 break. I think maybe a little bit more aggressive on MGM. I think you can give that one to that little pre-market level at 1580. So it's a bit of a different risk profile, but it's the same type of short. SPI I know is an interesting one that we're going to get to with only about 3 minutes to go. I do believe, Brendan, you got this one at the big board. I'm involved as well.
Yeah, SPI, a little one, teeny tiny little small cap today. They work in the solar space, SPI Energy, 78% to the upside here, came up to $2, got rejected. I mean, this thing received NASDAQ delisting notice. They updated their current quarter guidance to the downside. All the news out on this thing today that I could find sounded pretty negative, but yet here we are up about 80%. Just watching 180 here up to $2, obviously rejected already up there at $2. So SPI doing decent volume as well in the pre-market, guys.
No, I actually really like the volume on this. This is one of the things people ask us what you're looking for when you take pre-market plays. It's certainly, if you're taking one of these small cap tight movers, I like to see that 1 million or 1.7 million in volume. It just gives you an opportunity here. The level I was working with initially was this 175 to 180 area. It's actually bounced a couple of times from there. It's got to get down through 150 for that home run that you're looking for. So some profit has to be taken off in front if you're going to be shorting this so that you can play a little bit more aggressively with the longer hold. Hard to do that if you're just basically sitting there not taking advantage of 10% moves in and out and making some money there. So we already did that a couple of times, and now we can sort of play with house money with the rest of the short.
Yeah, I did want to just take a look. So I have MGM, Uber, CCL, and MDGS on look right now. I do want to go back to our Apple trade as well. Thank you to Kevin. If you guys see Kevin Carter, he's been pretty informative so far today. Welcome back, Kevin. Glad to have you on the show as well. He'll be taking some questions and comments and discussing some levels with you. Kevin's a very experienced trader that we're very glad to have with us on the show and on our floor. So not get well soon. I hope the city gets well soon, that we can have Kevin and Adam, who's also on the chat as well, coming through back to the trading floor. We're on a trading floor of about 25, 30 people. Hard to see now. Yeah, this is my setup here, but all of our traders have been sent home and remote trading.
With the exception of us. Yeah, we're here for you guys, but certainly we have a couple of guys in here. Sometimes you'll see Adam jump in there as well. But Brendan, you got a little something for us, buddy?
Yeah, just see this news coming through here. GSUM, guys, have a look at GSUM. Looks like a $2 in cash per ADS offer for GSUM. I'll read through this and let you know, guys.
Good look there, Brendan. We have about 35 seconds till the open here. I was just going to get back to Boeing. I know we're watching that one very, very closely here. Look, it's still hanging out below that 144 mark, so a little bit of weakness. If you faded into this one long, hoping for that 145 break, I mean, it's one of those situations where I wouldn't blame you if you already took this one out. I was waiting for 145 to actually trade above and hold in the pre-market. It just hasn't happened yet. So now at this point, I'm thinking that we can get an opening flush here. So, if at 9:30 we don't make a test to the upside, I'm probably going to dip in and see if we can't catch a short on Boeing with, whoa, the countdown is almost done there. We almost ran out of time. Market is about to open. Yeah, seconds to the open, guys. I'm watching a meeting. Ring it right now. Forget about the countdown. I got 144 and 143 already breaking and Boeing to the downside.
Yeah, let's go. We're watching Apple. Yeah, thanks for that. We're watching Apple here, guys.
MGM already broke.
MGM already broke?
MGM broke that 1550 to the downside. I got slipped to 45 there. I did not catch Boeing, but I did get that SPI flush to 150. I told you guys what to do with this one. Take some profit out if you can in front of that 151 mark in case there's a bit of a bounce. And then I'm sitting there and it bounced off my 151 order, guys. So practice as we preach, not always as we execute.
And bang, there it is. It's a slap shot already, guys. Practice as we preach and execute on this side, guys. A nice little dollar winner. Explode the money on Apple. How many times do I have to give this level? 287.80. It goes upside. It's at 288, 289 right now. Multiple dollar right there. Slap shot. Hopefully you guys have that. There's the winner. I told you when I'm in the building, hopefully good things happen. $2 winner on Apple right now, guys. Holler at your boy. Let's go.
And MDGS, we got to watch out for that one. We told you guys about 390, that midpoint order. So 375 to 4 even. And that's going to be where that little stop is. It has to hold that. If it can hold it, you're looking okay. Boeing is climbing back up here, guys. Back up to about 143. This is where we're going to try and short that in front of that 144.50-ish mark. So any kind of a pop, we're going to be all over that one.
Yeah, Apple, guys, in and out. We still have 40% of our trade, but a big trade off the open there on Apple. We give this one to you, breaking through 287.70. Bang, 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 bang. Our best out, 288.90 there. So, and we're still going upside on Apple. So a good little trade happening here for sure. We're going to look for CCL. I was waiting for 1520. I get these prices confused. We're going to wait to see if that can break through. But meanwhile, we're going to look at our Apple trade as that's the one moving around. We have the most capital invested.
It's going to be 50. It was 15 even area for me, but I don't want off the open when it comes to CCL. It's now put in 1505 as the top, so you can quickly put 1506 as an entry point there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I like that one to the long side. MDGS just flush downside, so watch out 375. That's the kill zone for me. I'm also looking at that Boeing trade. It's getting, it's not giving you that entry, but it is sliding to the downside heavily. This was the short that we talked about. I hope you took out your longs if you had it. 142 to 142.50, new target short.
Guys, $2 winner, that's it, done. If you're following me, you could be done for the day. Have a good Friday. There's the $2 winner right there, done on Apple. Big trade happening, obviously, right off the bat. Boom goes the dynamite on that one. I'm giving you these trades, guys. We broke this one down to you. I told you how many times that I love this 287.75 level. Your boy is back. Fireworks for that one. A nice little $2 winner off the top on Apple. We didn't take full $2 on everything. We just took it on about 20% on the top side. We're still holding now 10%. So this is what we normally do. But Apple, guys, Canada, the reigning in today. Big win on Apple, guys. That's what it does. We did get flushed out on MDGS. That was a loser, so we're 1 for 1. But Apple more than makes up for it. Not even close, guys.
MGM making a test of the pre-market top here, but rolling over a little bit. This is the stop that you want to have here, about 1580 to 1585. I can tell you SPI bouncing a little bit. Carnival took out the high again, so I'm going to be triggered in to see if we can test this long. But is it a failed long another time? I'm not sure, but it doesn't feel like it. You got to bounce back down to 1490. The first test of 15 didn't go. The second test looks like it has a shot, guys. So we're going to get into this one. We do like to maybe add to this. If we can hold 1490 or so, I will be adding to that position. Just watching very closely. MDGS bounces off of our level, which we like. That's 375. It makes a bit of a bounce play there. I missed the pickup. I did get some at 416, but I missed the pickup a little bit better than that. Sorry, my chart is just messing up here. So guys, level 2 I'm going to have to show you here. We're up through 445. We're going to take some shares out if we can. MDGS long is working, but SPI bounced a little bit off that 150. I hope you took some profit. I missed a chance to. I'm going to be adding to my Boeing short here. We want this one in front of that 144.50. Remember, 145 has got to be the low, but MDGS right now just going parabolic here.
Guys, $2
winner. 417. It's at 458 here. Massive move, over 10% return, guys.
Massive win on MDGS. We took that as well on that top side. Look at Tesla. We're long 764. We take some out 766, 768, 769. Slap shot action on Tesla 770. We're long 764 here on Tesla. 771, $7 winner, $8 winner. There it comes. Hit the cash register. $9 winner. This is Tesla, guys. I took $10 yesterday. Can we do it again? 764 long, 774 in its sights, guys. This is how you grab the winners. Join me every day. 774. This market is the best, Neil. Let's go.
Yeah, you know, CCL can't seem to be going, but MDGS looks fantastic. MGM's trying to roll over. That's another short of mine. SPI just broke 150, so that's a big winner. That's actually right now well over, like a 15% return on that short. So the only thing not not working is MGM. I do see Boeing is basically flat for me, but I got to get you guys to Gilead because we definitely missed a bit of a flush. Remember I said if it breaks 79 and gets down to 78, I want a big slam down, and then I'm looking to pick up a bit of a long. Those channels are ridiculous. Brennan, what do you got?
Guys, we had Hasbro yesterday as far as toy makers go. Mattel out today with earnings 4% to the downside. Big flush up the open for them as well.
Okay, guys, Apple, guys, big win, $2 in the money. Tesla, we took that off, $7.69 there. So a nice little, this is $2 there, and then that's actually $7.70 out. So nice little $6, $2, $8 there taken on that one. Apple still to the upside. We still have this one long, guys, $287.84. We're long at, so $287.85. That's $2.25 in the money. So far, guys, $10 on Tesla, another $2.25 on Apple, and we are still rocking and rolling. This is how we do it live on the show, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to get you back to Boeing. I just took some shares off. Is it rejected? So the initial entry point, we're going to flat it and then hang on to our secondary point here. It is sliding off of that 144. It's a 143 short that we got on, so that's working for us. Like I said, MGM, the only thing not sliding to my satisfaction, but I will get you guys back to SPI, of course. This was our first trade of the day. We talked about how you wanted to take profit at 150. I added to it and mentioned 175 you wanted to grab into. We just got 143 out downside, so if you add that one up, that's going to be about a 17% return on that. MGM not looking like it's going to be a good one, but MDGS, big time runner here. You know, I think there's another leg to the upside. It got as high as 473, and we're long at 417. I thought there was some juice to get to $5. It might seem like it's not going to do that. I'm now going to throw my stop in at 430, trail it, and see if we can't get to $5 today on MDGS.
And here we go, guys. Look at Apple. Now a $3.25 win. So bang, up in smoke. Here we go today, guys. Nice win. 287. Apple to the top side now. 291 and change. So nothing but cash for that one as we go to the moon with Apple. Huge gains. Yeah, you guys seeing that on the chat. This is the stocks you guys want here. Apple 291 and change to the top side. Oh yeah, CCL. Let's see what they wants to do. We're long here at $15.20. Just like we said, CCL now going to the upside.
15.20. The break was 15. I thought. I mean, I got 15.07 because I was looking at that pre-market high on CCL. But this one's going, guys. That gap fill. If it broke 15, we're saying there's not a heck of a lot till 15.75 there. So I would not be shocked to see that type of a move, which is a big one for CCL. If you can get a quick 75-cent move off the open or any kind of a trend, I think that's fantastic. Brennan, what do you got, buddy?
A little energy company, guys. You want a small cap energy company? KOS Energy reporting earnings 8% to the upside. Just broke 180 there on huge volume, but looks like it's going to reject. But KOS earnings were good, even with oil tanking, guys.
Oh man, look at this win, guys. Just a monster. I hope you guys have this with us. $2.90. I mean, Apple is $3.50 in the money, so we punch Apple in the face, and we're just going long. We only hold 10%, but what a monster trade on that one, guys. We smile away. Sometimes it's just this easy. We take $10 on Tesla, then here we go on Apple. Here's another $4 winner now for you on Apple to the upside. So sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, but this one on $2.92, $4.50 winner now on Apple. Swish, swish. There are no sports, but you get the action live here every single day, guys. Thanks for joining. $2.91. I'll probably get out $2.92.
I'm dropping the disco ball. Here is the flush. Market helping us out here. Boeing going to the downside again. Look, we talked about this, and some people were liking Boeing to the long side. Fair enough if it broke 145, but we sort of were hammering it over and over again. If it held 144, that was going to be a short. You pick it up at 143, quick $1.50 type win. The trend is there. We're shorting pullbacks like we did already. CCL for me still going, but it's just pulled in here. I like to try and load up. If we get another chance at about $14.95, I think we'll take more shares on that one. We also have one trade, and guess what? There's actually, I've traded 5 names today. There is a losing stock, and it's going to be that MGM. I like this one to the short side. It's taking the top off here, guys. So there goes $15.85. But SPI has been a fantastic win. Boeing's a great trade. MDGS, a big-time winner, got a huge break, but you had to hang on to it. We gave you the support level. If you took it off in front of that, I'm sorry, but we tried to help you out.
Guys, Apple right now is $5 in the money. That's why we do that stupid floss thing there. We're going to see what Apple's going to do to the upside here. 292 and change. We pegged this one 287.80. I hope you guys have that. If you have anything long here, options trading, whatever, this is a big $5 winner, Brendan. That's how we do it, bud. Let's go.
That's a huge move for Apple, guys. GSUM, just an update here. This is now halted for news pending, so GSUM up 150%. Looks like a $2 offer for GSUM, guys.
Sorry, Will, that $2 share offer?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I gotta know that, guys. Occidental here, I haven't looked at XOM yet, but Oxy making a bit of a move. My chart can never load here. Support at 16, at least in the pre-market, and now it's about to test it. 16 is going to be a break for me to the downside on Oxy, so we're going to take that if it goes. Hasn't happened yet, but it's about to get to that price, so watch out on Oxy. Also worth watching XOM, which I preferred on a long break, if you remember.
Yeah, what's Uber doing? Uber's going to be another winner, guys. I'm trying to give you guys these big winners. We're just going to wait to see what happens here. We are going to get out of Apple if it breaks down below 292.50 or so, capturing our 550 or whatever it's going to be. Okay, Uber goes to the upside here, so that's a CCL. That's a loss, but we just talked about that. We're waiting to see what this does around $15. Uber here, 29.50. I like this breakdown here, 28.80. That's nowhere near now, so that's why you don't take it. You got to wait for the price action. 29.70 to the top side on Uber, not looking horrible. I like a breakdown through Uber now, 29.30, so about this level here. It's kind of where, that's actually right where VWAP is, 29.33 on Uber. Let's go hammer time on that one, guys. And there goes Apple. Apple comes out. Let's cash in exactly what that is. That's a $4.40 win right there. So once again, guys, sometimes when I have some ideas, they actually work out. And there it is, another one today. We've been profitable many days here, so keep following us. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thanks to Matt for that early $20 as well on that MDGS, as that one just goes ripping up. And we had that one, 425, big win on MDGS, guys.
Yeah, and speaking of big wins, SPI looking like it's going to retest that bottom. If 140 goes, this is a 93-cent stock yesterday. You've got to look to see the next level for me is going to be about $1.25. Ultimate target, if we can take about 40 cents on a $1.74 name, I'll be very pleased with that. 140 goes, that's what we're going to try and do. It's about 131 is going to be our target area. Not going to trail this one. The trend is too strong. Maybe we'll put a trail in later on in the day, but SPI looking very good. I did get the reload there finally on Carnival in that $15 area. You got to watch that close, but $14.90 to 15 is going to be worth it. But once you've made and taken that profit to the upside, you're sort of sitting there with a bit of a buffer on that long, hopeful trend that you're looking for. But be careful, market sliding to the downside. That's why I was looking at that Oxy break on a short.
1501, yeah, it's going to break. 1492 here on CCL, probably winds up breaking. So CCL will get out here. There's that VWAP 1492 that we're talking about. I wrote down CCL to the downside 1450, so we have to wait for that to break all the way down here before we make a big move one way or the other on CCL. But right now, like I said, my big focus right now is going to be on Uber. If it does break 29.33, I do like that one. What else did I like? I like XOM through 46. Okay, that's almost there. 46.60 we need to go to the top side, but it's just been a big winner today. Let's check back in on Tesla. Once again, another stock that we absolutely destroyed. We actually pretty much almost got, and this is my favorite video game of all time, of course, Street Fighter. We almost got that perfect out there. We could have maybe got 773, but instead we get 770 as Tesla continues to move downside here, guys.
I'm watching Western Digital here, trying to roll through 39 a second time. If it does that, I'm going to try to trigger into the short. Remember what we said about this being short sell restricted? That's going to be the problem getting into this trade. So the other way you can take it is to just sort of sit in front of a moving train. If you do that, it's going to have to be in front of 40. I do prefer taking a shot here at 39 if it breaks. It's no guarantee you can get into it on that break. However, Brendan, what do you have for us, buddy?
One we've looked at before on the show, guys. MYO on the NYSE Arc Exchange here up 26%, but coming in a hurry here. Just got back to $5. We'll see what happens at 5. Not seeing anything significant as far as news on this, but MYO doing volume today, guys.
MYO will definitely add to. Guys that are asking about VWAP, I will basically never, I think I've done it once or twice in the last month, put a stop at VWAP. I'm going to give it to a few cents below that. You want to make sure you're wrong on a directional play here, so it's got to be that 1490 area for me, not necessarily right in and around VWAP at 1495. I mean, we're only about 15 minutes in, so its significance isn't as strong at this point. So, that's why I'm not going to stop till 90. That's why I mentioned it. I know you guys are looking at VWAP there on your chart and saying, why do you not want to get out? Well, I think it's one of those things where you just have to make sure you're not the sucker making the bottom wick, and that's why I'm holding till at least 90 breaks.
Yeah, and again, guys, trade your position size, right? It all depends on how many shares you have. If you have a couple thousand shares, you got to plan that, because if you do go long here at 15.20 and you're going to hold down here, you just got to make sure that goes, and there it goes right there.
Yeah.
So there goes a downside.
And it's just a few extra cents to be sure that you can hold the position if it goes up. I mean, if I think there's upside on CCL in a 15 move and it's going to be an upward trending day, and I think 75 is an ultimate target, are you going to quibble over 1 or 2 cents at that point to make sure that you're right or wrong? I don't think you can. I talked about Oxy there at 16, so I'm short this one. I was watching the XOM break as well, but with the market sliding, we just jumped into Occidental here. I got 15.98, so only 2 positions left. SPI short here, $1.74. That's at 146. Now Oxy, we're short at 15. Check that, 15.98, sliding to the downside. Big move right now on Occidental.
What did I want? I wanted UAL. What's up, Brandon?
A little number out there, guys, at 9:45. IHS market final April PMI, manufacturing PMI, 36.1 versus 36.9. So a little bit of a miss there. For,
oh man, in the pre-market we thought, yeah, that's, oh well. I mean, these numbers are coming out now, 9:45. Good look there. UAL, come on, NASDAQ, NQ, there we go. UAL, I'll put this in the middle now. Maybe it's easier for you guys to see this. I gave you this at 28.50 to the break. It does go upside there. We should have, guys, shorted this 28.50. We did not. So now, I don't know. I mean, that's the levels I wrote down was 28.50. Sorry, 20. What am I talking about? 28, 27.50, 27.75. So we still have some way to go, but 28.50 was definitely a nice little break there on UAL. If you're short this name, give it back to 28.50. Right now, I don't have any positions on, man. The CCL was a loser. Everything else was pretty big to the upside there. You guys saw Apple, and yeah, we almost go perfect again on Apple. Look where we got out there, 292.31 on that turn. So we put it in, and like we say, sometimes pigs get slaughtered, but there you go. We are now out of Apple as this market is fading back down.
Sean, you mentioned UAL, AAL on the pre-market bottom here. 11.20 is the actual bottom. You know, I was hoping we'd get an 11.80 break. I wanted some of these upside break plays, but if the market's going to be heading down, you got to look at what's happening and just pay attention to it. So I'm going to take this little fade in, tight stop, see if there's a bit of a bounce. The futures are sort of leveling off just a little bit here. I think there might be an opportunity to see if we can get a quick scalp retracement, the kind of trade that you're only ever going to make when you got direct market access. It's going to be in and out, and I only want to have this one hopefully for a minute or two in front of that low of the day. It's such a huge move to the downside in AAL. I thought there'd be a little bit of buying that would possibly come in off the open, and other names had it. Let's see if you can have it in the airlines there. Oxy ends up coming back here. I want to make sure we revisit this one. We could have taken profit for a small win. We didn't do that. I like the trend downside if we're going to be able to play this one. So there's some pullback areas that I want to get to in that name as well.
Okay, Neil, I know you're saying it's hot, but now it's freezing up in here, I find. My coffee's basically ice cold now, but Valeria will probably be refilling that relatively soon. Okay, AMD, guys, 51.20 to the downside. Let's take this break. It's going to break. There we go. So now we are short AMD. You saw me take that live, and here we go. We are short AMD, 51.19 here. So an instant little win here off the top. Let's get out of some at 12, and bang, there it is, 7 cents in a matter of seconds. So, you know, sometimes 7 cents can take a long time. Here it is, taking seconds. 7-cent winner there on AMD. Let's hold the rest. This market, if you want to puke, so will AMD. High of 51.90. Let's see how low AMD wants to go here, guys.
GSUM just opened up after the second halt, and again, it's going to be a little bit of a downward push here. Watch out for $1.30, but I'm really more interested if it holds 160 as a bit of a top. This one looks like it wants to come back in to the downside. So, yeah, I'm going to try and short this one. It looks like we do have locates here. I'm going to give this one to about that 158 little move. If we can break 130, that's a point that you would hang on to your short as opposed to getting out of it. I want to see a 130 break. That's the key level that has to go. Starting it here at 140 for a small amount, but it's really that 155 original halt price. Actually, check that 56 that I'm concerned with as my stop.
Guys, MDGS, we go back long on this one. Another banger for you right here. Long $4.75. It's 10 cents in the money, 20 cents in the money. Let's go. MDGS to the upside here. Long $4.76. Just touches 92 or 93 there. So we're going to see what happens. Hopefully we can get to $5 and make a decision. But watch out. This could fade right back in. These are these home run kind of plays, right? So we'll have to see here. We did take a little bit out at 84, I guess. But MDGS just bouncing around. Tons of volume, 25 milli right now, guys.
Yeah, big time mover, and this GSUM is going absolute sort of bonkers if you're trying to follow along here. I'm going to give one reload in front of 175 on SPI and see if we can make that work, but it's right here at that 175 mark where my stop is going to be. But GSUM basically 130 to 140, it's hanging out. That's where my price is. Brendan, what do you got?
Another one trying to go here, guys. Clorox just attempting to break the top, 4.25% to the upside. 94.5 was this little wick from the pre-market. They reported higher sales and increased their forecast for the remainder of the year. Guys,
I mentioned to you about reloading on Oxy. I said we'd get to that one. Certainly, we took the break of 16. We're also looking at X1 breakup. That didn't happen. You get a slide downside. I wanted Oxy for the short trade, X1 for a long, so we express it in Oxy. When it pulls up here to VWAP, we get out when it bounces. I don't get in front of it. When it bounced off VWAP, I then took this trade, adding into my short position. I was able to get some at 07. We just took some out at 1588. So average price above 16 now, looking for a bit of a downtrend play. We loaded more shares back in SPI. That actually held 175, so that again is in the money for us. Only long is American Airlines, and that's basically flat. Valeria, what do you have?
Hello dear viewers, and welcome everyone who just joined us. Guys, subscribe to our channel. I remind you that when the US market open, we are open and trading live here for you. Also, we launched yesterday our educational YouTube channel, Market Wisdom by TraderTV.live. So subscribe to the channel and check out our few video where we explain what VWAP is, and write in the comments feedback what would you want us to make next. And of course, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for this channel for Market Wisdom, and I'll go get coffee for Sean to keep your favorite trader energetic. Back to guys.
Wow, favorite trader. Thanks, Valeria. That's nice.
I'm popping some confetti, guys. There's a secondary move on Occidental down to 1585. So this was the short play that I liked. If you're watching oil or energy, this was the one I wanted. The short XOM, of course, being the long. We just took some out there in the 1581 on our 16 now 05 short. Gonna hang on to this one. We talked about that pre-market bottom 1550. I think that's where you want to try to get to. SPI rolls over as well. Some of you guys asked about that. That's now back in the money one more time. We reloaded at 74, back down at $1.61, so that's going to be a secondary win. You got both of these twice here, and making money to the south side. Brendan, what do you got?
little news on Moderna, guys. mRNA, a name we've been looking at throughout the week. mRNA just trying to go here through this $49 breaking as we speak. They announced a new deal that will help them accelerate their vaccine development for COVID-19 vaccine. Yeah, look at this, coming up to day highs here, 49.5 on mRNA, guys.
Guys, here's Uber. We take Uber short. We're already cashing in. Maybe this is why we get going here. We hit the cowbell. Uber to the downside. Big wins right now. Here goes MDGS. We take some out at 90 there. It does, wow, it got as high as 15.15 there. Is that true? Okay, MDGS off to the races now, guys. We're nicely in the money on this one. Our AMD trade has also been a destruction right there, so we cheer for that. AMD short, Uber short, MDGS long, Apple long, Tesla. We've had it all for you today, guys. Small cap, big cap, mid cap, whatever cap you want. We're hammering it today. Follow me to the promised land. We are here, guys. Let's go. AMD to the downside. Nice little move, guys. Pigs get slaughtered. Take some off if you have this with me. A nice little 20-cent win plus more. Here we go to the downside. AMD, guys, we are short 51.20 and still going. It's dancing gorilla time. Let's go.
Shorts are in the move to the downside. I got now 75s going downside on Oxy. I'm still watching GSUM for you guys following that double halt situation. Once 130 goes, I wasn't going to add. I think I'm going to be adding if I can get those shares through 130 break. I will be adding to my position. I think this one could be a good one, but just make sure you don't let it break that little stop area that we talked about. Oxy now it just broke 1570, so we got to think about how far we want to let this one run. I do like it to 1550 as a bit of a target. I'm probably not going to play the pullback unless it gets really, really spicy, but watch out that SPI breaks to the upside. So what was my number one trade in the day, when we reload, the second one is going to cost you about 7 or 8 cents. Hopefully you made 20 or 30 on the way down, but there goes Occidental. I talked about 1560, massive moves to the downside. This was the play here, guys. And you talk about VWAP, and we had that video. Make sure you check it out. One of the things you can use it for, it was a stop when we were trading over in Carnival Cruise. On Oxy, it was a reload in front of VWAP, and that's what makes this trade a big one. When it goes back through that 16 even and tries to punch through it, fails at VWAP and comes right down to our target. This is what it's all about. I'll be playing these pullbacks when they come in. Only thing I got left on GSUM here, for a stock it's halted twice, it needs to get going.
Guys, we are monstrous here, guys. It's home run central. If you guys have every trade I've had today, you probably made your month already. Uber right here, look at this, 29.30 all the way down to 29, cashing in on that one. That's a big winner. XOM, 44.70, we're short. We're cashing out in the 50s. What? Hello. AMD right now, this is a 25-cent winner. Everything moving into the money for us. You know what, Robbie? Let's just show the trades up here. Let's update it. Let's put our position board on. Let's see if some of these can fly for us even more as we do this. Right here. Big time winners everywhere. AMD, 30 cents in the money. MDGS, that's blowing up. Who cares? Uber, 20 cents in the money. XOM, 20 cents in the money. 3 shorts, 1 long. MDGS, money time, guys. This is how you trade. Keep the fun going. Thank you for everybody. Can't wait till Valeria refills this coffee. Let's go.
Brandon, what do you got, bud?
Co-Diagnostics, guys, 11%, just breaking day highs here. 12.5 was a bit of a resistance point in the pre-market. Just got through that on decent volume. They updated data on their testing kit for COVID-19 that came in 100%. So 100% accuracy rate so far in testing for Co-Diagnostics, guys.
100%. Yeah, okay, so I mean, that's going to be an interesting one, but I got to go back to for a quick second here to Carnival Cruise. And again, this is why you have a stop. You make sure you get out when that VWAP breaks. It just got all the way to the pre-market bottom and is trying to bounce here. What we did over in Occidental was got that pull back into VWAP. I'll be trying something similar here, but 1475 was a bit of a level. If it rolls over there, I'm going to jump into the south side trade in CCL. The level I actually had written down was 1450 to 1460 as a target area short. Once it enters, I do want to make sure we get an opportunity to short this name here, guys. So Carnival is going to be a short play after the first long, which half worked, half didn't. So flat for me on that Carnival, but I like the short here. Maybe give it to VWAP if you want to, or use that target range we just mentioned.
Here we're going to see 475 on MDGS. We're going to wait for 495 to get out of this one. Here it comes right up. We'll get out and hold 10% of this one left. 495 here, MDGS. We're going to wait to see on that one. I gave you this XOM one, $4 or 44.70. It's at 44.40. A nice little 30-penny winner. We're just going up, up, and away here, guys. Uber getting bigger and better as well. Everything rocking and rolling for us. There's MDGS. Thank you so much, Valeria. We flossed that off down there at $5. Nice little out on MDGS. Our first in, guys, $4.25. Bang, bang. We take a little bit out at 4. Then bang, 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 bang. Upside. Huge wins everywhere. XOM now a 40-cent winner. We are at the low of the days here on this one. We've crushed everything today, guys. Hope you're having a good time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Yeah, one of the things, I'm just typing in the chat here, it's a good look. When I said not being a sucker at VWAP, one of the things you got to do when you're trading is understand who you're up against. And a lot of algos are going to try to wick people out there in those situations. And it's just worth it. If you're going to lose an extra 4 or 5 cents, who cares? It's not a big deal if your play is a lot bigger. Like, can you imagine a scenario in that Occidental trade, if we're sitting there in that little short and it wicks right here, if someone put their stop at VWAP at 1610 on this short, look at the flush. If your target was down here at 1550 to 60 like ours was, and you're trying to get that return, and 1 penny and not giving an extra 4 or 5, it cost you that trade because it ticks to VWAP there, you can't have that happen to you. So that's what we're talking about with those little plays there. You just have to make sure that you structure it. Know in advance what you want to do. GSUM, if it flushes 130, we'll get back to you on this one. I'm sliding my stop. I was going to give it a little bit higher, but the way it's not moving, I'm sliding my stop, making it tighter to $1.50. I don't think it's worth risking more with the lack of movement it's putting on. If it breaks 130, great, we'll add to the position. Otherwise, sliding the stop down. When it's not showing you that extra volatility, you want to make sure you tighten things up a little bit.
It's always nice when you've made your day, and it's 9:58 right now. So we're just going to try to top things off. We are now going to be short CCL here at 1440, 1447, sorry. That's right where we're at. Let's see if this one can keep going to the downside. We screwed up our long at the high of the day. Let's see if this low works out for us now. We'll see, guys. This is Carnival to the low side here. We'll see if we can start getting some out here for a win, but we have still more to come on Carnival. Let's go.
Yeah, Carnival looking like it's certainly a good one. I was just sort of chasing that one. I mentioned how I needed to get that short. You can see my orders basically waiting for the turn, and once it turned, I'm like cross down, miss, miss, miss. But you still like that 1450 mark. I talked about 50 to 60. So if it enters back into that range, you'll see me pick up some shares as well. I like the short, even though the market is trying to bounce here. It's really not going anywhere, and the ES is stuck in about a 4 or 5 handle range, and if you're looking at the NQ, it's about 20, so it's not a ton of volatility that I'm seeing so far. I do want to get you guys back to Boeing, one that we got a bit away from here. Secondary flush, and I talk about the pullback to VWAP. This is what happens when you don't go back and look The other thing you should be doing is when you get a reload opportunity, I was watching Oxy and missed the reload in Boeing at 142 on that pullback, and that was gigantic. It just turned around at previous support in the pre-market at 138. Let's see if it can hold that. If it can't, could be the floodgates opening up on Boeing.
Yeah, Boeing a good one here for sure. We did take also MGM short, but we got out almost right away on this MGM short, as it does not. It breaks 1530 and then only goes down to 27 before now reversing back up. Look at the futures starting to go to the upside right now. So our CCL is 10 cents out of the money right now. We'll wait to see if this can come back down. Hopefully it can. CCL, the only losing stock I have today. So we're going to have to wait to see what this one wants to do. What's up, Brendan?
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets here, see what is happening now. Yeah, back in negative territory, as we mentioned at the top of the show, still right across the board. All of these to the downside today. Worth noting, however, when it comes to North America, the U.S. and Canada, to be more specific, all these markets still looking at a positive week, even with these declines today. So the S&P still down 1.8%, the Dow about 1.75%. You can see the NASDAQ 1.8% as well. Here in Toronto, 2.8% to the downside. Widespread declines to start the month here for the TSX. Energy to the downside. We have cannabis names to the downside. The banks are lower as well. So pretty widespread selling so far for the TSX. You're going to find the BOVESPA 3.2% down in Brazil to the downside also. So yeah, widespread selling to end off the week. Here is Cenovus Energy leading the energy group to the downside so far, both percent and volume. Rejected here at $5 right off the open, down to about $4.80 right now, just kind of grinding to the downside. We got a manufacturing number out there as well. It looks like 41.5 versus 35 estimate for ISM manufacturing there in the U.S. So have a look at that. Enbridge to the downside today as well, trying to get back above 42 here, but still in negative territory, about 1.25% to the downside so far for ENB. And yeah, CGC here also to the downside, bouncing off of 2150 right now, but all of these stocks, guys, moving lower to end the week, unfortunately. Back over to you.
All right. Carnival Cruise Lines busted up there, guys. Sorry about that one. That's a loser right there. We'll fall in a hole for that. Other than that, guys, the market making a nice little bounce back up here off 28.50.
Big bounce.
Yeah, straight up, guys. Nice little 10-handle move upside.
Yeah, and I was just going to mention that GSUM might make a secondary play. It's got a big buyer at $1.30. So remember I said I'm only adding to the position if it breaks that buyer at $1.30? I'm actually thinking of reversing to the long side now. We're going to try that there. I just got triggered into Occidental as that actually just pulled back through that 14, sort of 75, sort of 15, check that 75 mark, back to the upside as the market started to go. That was a bit of a level in the pre-market here. Looking for a quick move up to VWAP if it can get there. But now I like the reverse in GSU. I moved my stop down to 150. Now I also want to reverse long at that price as opposed to just getting out of my position.
Okay, yeah, good look there, guys. If you guys are trading anything, let us know here. I mean, I've got lots on AMD, CCL, MDGS. We still have MDGS. I don't know what that thing even did there. Oh, went to 1511 again. We're out. We have 10% of this spot left, so a nice little 475 in, out for flat there, then 83s. 890s, 95s, so now we'll wait on this one. We're long at 475, just waiting to see what this one wants to do. We do have AMD here as well, big short there, nice little long, and captured some profits out here, long 35s, out 38, 39s, but now we're fading back down, so that's going to be a loser on the last bit of this one. MGM, we're going to look at that. Uber still 13 cents in the money, but was a lot lower. Maybe this market needs to fade back down like it's doing right now, guys.
Yeah, you know what, speaking of fading back down, I'm going to tell you why we're going to do this. I'm going to quickly jump out of that Oxy trade. I like the directional play in the price for that long, but watch the crude oil just rolling over here, making a bit of a stair-step action to the downside. You know, the second I see this turn, yeah, you're not going to catch me sitting in a long in Oxy. It's been my best stock of the day. If I can turn around and throw out that 8-cent loss, we're just going to go ahead and do that when you have that kind of a turn in oil prices. Forget about the market going up. You really have to watch that price action very closely. Carnival, guys, it's making a bit of a bounce play here, so it does roll over that 1475 mark that we're looking at. It rolls over there. That's where you want to add to the position. I did not, because we tried to get in and missed. Again, Carnival's been tricky for me when I'm trying to hit that little bid, but I will take more shares in the 70 range. That stop is a few pennies above that 75 mark. That's where you expect the turnaround. There was a buyer in the pre-market. Looks like a bit of a pivot level to me.
Oh, yeah. Someone went long SDC. Okay, yeah, let's have a quick look at that one. SDC.NQ768. Okay, so it's all the way up here. Yeah, you know what? Yesterday we bounced off $8. I don't think you said what the hell's wrong with you. I don't think SDC is that bad here. Who was that? Ro Graves there, or probably maybe Robert Graves. You can see here $8 was the high yesterday. I just think you're stuck in this area. I don't think there's anything wrong with being long Smile Direct here. I'm not going to be it, but a breakthrough 770 might be okay. And here it goes right now. I actually like this trade if it breaks 770, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to get you guys quickly back to Boeing. It's a double test of this little bottom. Looks like it's going to be coming out 138. I did mention if it can't hold this, you got some serious trouble for Boeing. You get a bounce in the market. If it tries to make a move to the upside right here, we're trading at about 138.60 right now. I'm looking for a quick break up. You can have your stop right here at that low of the day. You're risking less than $1 on that type of a play, and so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Of course, we already had some shorts that worked out for us, but if it can bounce anywhere back to that 140 mark, little scalp dollar, it could be in play with this risk that I like. Brendan, what do you got?
Little one, not little, but MOH Healthcare here, another earnings play is what I meant to say there. 170 here, starting to hold as a little bit of support. They reported earnings this morning that were better than expected. Had a big pull in here down to 168, back above 170, starting to hold a little bit as support, guys. Their earnings were better than expected. A little thinly traded, but showing some strength, guys.
The market showing some strength.
Yeah, someone just asked, I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to put my position board on. I'm literally pennies away. You actually might see it disappear any second now. It's going to be Carnival Cruise. We got 59 to the short side. We're risking this one to 75 like I just mentioned. I should have had another entry point there. I guess we didn't get it. Boeing we just picked up off the bottom at 138.80. We're going to have a stop right at that low of the day. And then the short we have on also is that GSUM. I do like a reversal at 150 on the 140 short. I also like adding to the position if it can somehow break that massive buyer at 130. I think the floodgates will open up. You'll see me add to my position if we can get it through that price.
Okay, I'm getting out. I have a last little bit of Uber. We're going to be out of that one now. And yeah, the only thing right now I'm digging into is this CCL. I'm going to use sort of, you can see, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. We are short. So I'm going to wait. This VWAP is up here at 1481. We'll see if that cracks or not. If it does, we'll be out. But check out our new video. What is VWAP there on our Market Wisdom page? So definitely go check that out. I'm going to use this as that out here. VWAP is this red line, but it could break. I mean, CCL is been a losing stock for me today, unfortunately, but what can you do? We are dug back into this one. I thought it would be a little better action here at the bottom break. We did capture a little bit of profit there, but not enough, and we wind up losing here and getting out 1466 off this 1445 break. So now we're back short 1464, so we're kind of out of the money, but it's 7 pennies. We'll wait to see the action to this one to the downside. I'm hoping to at least get back to 1450 here. We'll get some out on the way back down, but here we go, guys. Some decent trades happening.
Sean, I just hit the up and smoke because for me, I'm out of that trade, and maybe we should have given it to VWAP, but given where I started that short, I don't like holding it all the way to that VWAP. So we're down to just Boeing and GSUM as our two positions. Everyone's looking at that big time move in Codex to the upside. It's looking like it's trying to stall out here. So if you look at the pre-market break, it's about 1275. It's not a huge move from there. It's really just a bottom top type of play. And if you remember what Codex has been doing, there is some resistance at about 13, call it 75 here from a couple of sessions ago. So if it gets another leg to it, watch out for 1375. If that's where it turns, those of you that follow along, that's where I'll probably be trying a short no sooner than that, unless you get a big time flush and I get some sellers jump in front.
Tesla right now, we're going to have a look at that when we get back from Brendan.
Just having a look at WDC here, guys. We talked about it in the pre-market. It did break that 40.15, 40.13, coming back up, though, towards $40. If we reject at $40, maybe you get another move to the downside for Western Digital, guys.
757. This is what I'm looking at right here. I don't know if it's going to come. Yeah, WDC should have looked at that. Is that even lower right now? Let me have a quick look at that one. WDC, 13% now. Oh wow, yeah, good little look there, Brendan.
Yeah,
all the way down to 40. I wrote down 40.50 break early, and obviously you missed that one. That happens. Actually, that happens right at 9:30. So if you were paying attention to us in the pre-market, you may be short this name already. If you are, definitely cash out. I said we'd talk a little bit about Tesla here. It's still a little bit away. It's in this little chop area. This is what we're talking about. See, I always wait for these breakouts, especially if it happens early. This is 9:33 it happens, and we take that $10 move. But right now we are waiting for this to drop, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what this market wants to do. We'll check back in that in a minute. I like this break here, 757. Again, you have to get through a lot of this garbage. Even though VWAP is right here, 754, that's not a horrible spot to start your position. But I think if you're going to really use shares, it needs to break above here, because we also held 758 here a little bit once we opened. So I like a break of 758 here going long on Tesla. I think that should prove to be a profitable one. Or you're bouncing off right now, guys, 750. So this is what a live level 2 looks like. As you see, you have about right now it's about $1 spread as it breaks through the level. So you got to be very, very careful if you are short Tesla or long. Watch out for the spread. You are going to get some slippage. Finally, Neil, CCL coming right back down.
Reversal in GSUM, and then it literally halts like seconds after I get in here. So I got reversed through 150. This is going to be an interesting one, guys. So reverse through 150, and then I get a halt literally seconds later. That'll be a volatility likely in 5 minutes. Brendan, what do you got?
The one that reported, guys, United Steel here, X up 4%. Earnings were actually not good. They reported a loss. Gap down on that, broke that 750 high from the pre-market right off the bat. Up significantly now. X looking strong, guys.
Yeah, CCX is a good one, United Steel there. CCL, finally, guys, a nice little move to the downside. There's Matt again. Thank you, Matt, for that. That's $40 for Matt today. That's a lot of cappuccinos. What do you like to drink there, Valeria? Cappuccino or what is it? Caramel macchiato. There, yeah,
okay.
I know from Starbucks. Yeah, I got you. Starbucks there, caramel macchiato. When they open back up, we will be going there and celebrating some of these
Might
trades.
be
Thank
sooner
you so
than
much.
we think.
Matt, thank you for that. Caramel macchiato coming to, what's your name? Valeria. Good job.
Yeah, just quickly looking here, and I have this sort of a halt page open. This is NASDAQ Trader. This is where I like to go just to make sure that I have it right, that it is just a limit up and down, a volatility halt on that GSUM. So it should be an interesting one. It'll open up in an orderly fashion here in just usually 5 minutes. So 3 minutes from now, we confirmed it's not news or anything like that. Boeing takes out the bottom, so the weakness continues. We started short. Maybe we should have stayed short. So Boeing, thankfully, the short initially was a bigger trade than the loss on the long. Codex sliding back in here. I have to check because we don't actually have any free shorts. We're going to have to go ahead and pay for shorts of Codex. But we did miss that turn, unfortunately, on Codex. You got to make sure you got those locates or borrows when you do want to use them, guys. So that's what you have to make sure you do. I did not do that in this case. Codex is going to be a good one.
Okay, we are ready. I'm just getting some out CCL here in the 50s. I'm still waiting down here, low 50s. I talked about this trade as we took it in the 70s. I said we'd be getting some out here in the 50s, and that's exactly what we're doing. My best out looks to be 56, though, 55. We'll wait to get some lower news here, lower moves as the news comes down here, and we'll see what these futures want to do, bouncing around this magical 28.50 spot. Brendan at the big screen with probably one of our more important segments here. We got to find out what's been upgraded and downgraded.
Hey guys, yeah, we talked about a few of these already. We'll have another look at some upgrades and downgrades today. Big lots, we didn't mention that one, but 3% move today for BIG. We'll have a look at that one. Kellogg down here, not really doing too well. Still negative territory, even with a couple of upgrades. This one really hasn't done a lot, even though it looked like it was going to be a little bit relatively strong in the pre-market. Want to mention these, Beyond Meat, Gilead, MGM. We talked about MGM in the pre-market. If you joined us, down still significantly, not enjoying the day. Gilead as well, stuck in negative territory today. I'll show you a couple of these. Here's big lots. Nice look, tight consolidation here around this 24. If we do break the top on that one, lots of room to move back to the upside for BIG. BYND to the downside today, 1.76% on the downgrade. We're right at this resistance level from yesterday afternoon around that 98, 99 area. So watch Beyond Meat. If it can't get above 98 and start to hold, might get another move to the downside, guys.
Just looking at that, that's actually not a bad call there on Beyond Meat. Right now, the only position I have on of any significance here is CCL, 14 penny winner. Go take a deal.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I got on, I'm waiting for that reopen on GSUM here. It's just a volatility halt. I am looking back over here at Occidental, of course. You know, that's going to be my best trade, the initial fade. It looks like it's trying to roll over another time. And if I give this last one until a VWAP here, that would have looked pretty fantastic. If you look at this retrace to about 1590, I don't know if this wick actually happen, but it looks like a perfect entry if somebody did get that one. Oxy's still heading to the downside with the market coming back in. XOM was the other name in the energy sector that we were watching. You can pretty much throw out the break at this point. It's just as big of a move, but no, you saw the bounce in Oxy there close to VWAP. XOM's on the low, so my whole idea of liking XOM relatively strong to the long side post earnings, let's throw that one out at least for today, not in the long term, but today you got to play the price action. XOM is weaker than Occidental.
Yeah, XOM, I actually made quite a decent amount of money on that one, on that short, and darn it, that short should have been held, guys. I got to hold these things a little longer there. Shout out to Arun, because he had mentioned that most of the trades I put on are bangers and I should hold them for longer. So there you go. Good little look there, Arun. Going short 44.70 all the way down into the 30s now. That should be a 40 penny winner. Look at this. There's some size here, though. Look, if you guys, this is some education here. Pay attention if you haven't before. Big size here on the level 2 here. This is 200,000 shares. You're seeing a bunch of 11s, 10s. Every one of these is 100 shares. So if you've never seen a live level 2, here you go. XOM with a big buyer here at 44.29. So you could use that as some support and resistance. Wink, wink. That's going to be our next video, support and resistance. Okay, here we go. 44.29. Let's see if it gets broken. I am not in position, but interesting to see if this does happen. It's going to have to come off on the time and sales here. A nice smooth 200,000 shares. Shouldn't be a problem, 7 million, but just influencing this price action right now, guys.
Yeah, we're open back up in GSUM and basically holding the same range here. So I guess I'll stick to the same plan we had before, where 130 is the bottom, and then we're just going to be inside the range. So it's got to break upside. 165 is the top. I don't know that you're taking any profit until it gets literally to that price. That would be 10% for me. That's not a huge return given how much this one has moved. So outside of the range, it has to go. As long as it's inside, you're probably going to see me hang on to GSUM here. I don't know, the halt volatility-wise was just on a big volume spike. So those can happen when it's done. It's done decent volume, but certainly 10% moves on a dollar stock can definitely trigger those, and you're not going to have a gigantic amount of action here in the chart when you see it. But yes, it could happen. 150 break if it happens again. I'm looking for 164 first target. After that, sky's the limit.
Okay, your boy's loading up again, guys, on CCL. We're taking some more short here. We just got 64s. It's back down to 61. Let's see what's happening now. We just did reloaded. So yeah, guys, we are reloaded. So we say WTF to you, CCL. Let's get back to the downside as we are reloaded. We just reloaded 64s, right down to 58s. Bang on that one. Nice little quick win again, guys. We're pretty on fire right now. Let's go, Brendan.
MLND, guys, another one moving to the upside here. Just popped up on a volume scanner. Huge move to the upside from 170 to 190. Pulling in here. Going to check the news on this one, but huge volume spike on MLND, guys.
MLND.
Yeah, shorting this consolidation here in Occidental, just a little bit of relative weakness play. You talk about what's going on over in XOM, which is sort of ranging off of its low. If it makes a pop to the upside, the futures can maybe sustain anything, then we'd maybe get out of Oxy. But I'm going to try this one in front of that 75 another time and see if that can't work out. Watch out for this GSUM if you have it. I got that $1.48. That 130 mark is a massive buyer, and that's what we liked before. If this guy is gone, you do want to make sure you get out of it. If he's gone, I'm not going to wait for my stop, not MDGS or GSUM. If he's gone, I'm just going to punch out manually here, but I do see the buyer still at $1.31 and $1.30, so we can leave our stop order and be confident with that. So long that. Short over in Oxy. I'm going to have a quick look also at our good friend NAT. I know you guys have been asking about that name. It's starting to try to roll over here. 630 is the top. When this one starts to level off, it was a good short previously into that $6 range. I'll see if I can fade it again if it does start to go. So about 620 is going to be my entry point on a breakdown in NAT.
We'll try Apple here. Wow, Apple. Look, again, guys, if you have this, I still don't have it, but there's been no better time, no better trade today to do this for than to hit some home runs right here. This is the biggest trade of the day here. I hope you guys had this one. The very first trade I ever made today, Apple, 287.84. We go long on Apple, and unfortunately we thought we were doing pretty good here out at 292, but yeah, it's gone up another $10 here from our in. So that right here is a $12 bottom to top. I missed it, but again, if you guys are playing options, these are the kind of plays you could have hit Tesla for a nice win. You could hit Apple for a nice win as well. If you're trading the equities, here it is again as well. Big monster move up in Apple, guys.
John, you mentioned it there, those quarters, those 5 $5 marks. It's a similar thing with Boeing here off that 145. There's a reason why. I think Kevin was mentioning too, we liked a 45 break. If it resisted that price, you get a big time slide. It hasn't gotten to 135 yet. But at the rate it's going, it certainly seems like you're going to see that relatively quickly, especially with that bounce up in the market. The NQ and the ES tried to bounce off the top there, and Boeing didn't even budge. It's still looking like it wants to test that 135, so you are seeing some relative weakness there. CAPR, a few of you guys have been watching this 20% move to the upside. Bye-bye. This one is gonzo at this point. If you have this one along, I'd probably be a holder. If it does try to roll over, there is nothing up here. It already broke its previous resistance at 835. If it holds 850, which looks dubious at this point, that would be an entry for the short side trade for me. It just hasn't happened yet.
Great job at Deuce there. Good job, Deuce. Nice little win there. Opened at 7 cents. Now he has a $6.95 winner. So great little job there. So glad that you're able to take these trades, guys. Very, very happy. It makes me super pleased when you guys are cashing in. And who's cashing in right now? This dude right now. As we don't turn bullish, our net grows bullish. Look where we take this out. I just talked about reloading. All of these guys are reloads on CCL. Short, 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 short. And look where we're out all through here. 14.50. This is a nice little 25-cent winner. We're still holding it. 14.62 to the downside, guys. Let's just keep winning for you guys on the show. Glad to see all the money's being made. Shout out to Matt for the super chats as well. What's up, Brendan?
I just want to mention on that CAPR, guys, looks like 850 2 days ago was a huge pivot on this thing. Spent all afternoon kind of bouncing back and forth through 850. So expect a little bit of a hesitation here at 850 for CAPR, guys.
I see you guys talking there. We're going to talk about our positions. They'll roll in the bottom. You might hear us say we love a name in CCL or even Oxy to the short side of, oh, I like this. It doesn't mean we're buying the stock necessarily. So I know things go a little bit fast. Our positions are rolling across the bottom. If you will see our last trades as well, sometimes you see a long or a buy. That could be covering a short position. So we'll try to review things as often as we can so you know what's going on here. Speaking of shorts, I'm looking at Codex here, trying to roll through 13. I tried to pick this one up in this range. It looks like we're paying about 4.5 cents per share. That's a good price on a $13 stock, which I think on a retracement through 13 is going to give you anywhere from 30 to 50 cents worth of profit opportunity. I'll pay the 5 cents, no problem. Looks like a reasonable price to me, so we'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a sale price there on Codex, 5 cents. Every move is much bigger than that, and that's what you guys got to do. You got to analyze the risk reward and then pay for that. So good job there, Neil, looking at that. CCL, we're almost out of that one, and once again, guys, that's a decent winner, so we'll explode some money on that. CCL's been giving me some problems today, there's no doubt about that, including this initial long at 15.20, but then we go short. I mean, we've been short down here, so we ride this name to the short side, but our first long was incorrect, so we do get burned up there. But since then, we've been short and making that money back. Apple, guys, wow, still to the top side. We're waiting for 296 to break. That might even be not aggressive. And I mean, maybe we should wait for.
Sean, I'm going to hit the fireworks, sure. But I got to give a massive assist to Greg. We do a lot of things here, and a lot of times as a trader, I'll be looking into getting my own pay for shorts. But Greg slid it in for me there so I could get these just in time. I was trying to pick this one up at 13, 10, and 20. It started to go. I'm like, I need these shorts now. He got them to me. We already got the VWAP retracement quarter out at 12.80, 25-cent win when we only paid 5 cents a share. If we get a breakthrough VWAP, I'm going to hang on to half of this. We talked about how it could get all the way back down to these pre-market levels here, 12.40, 12.50. I'm not saying it gets to that low just off of the open at 11.85 or 11.90, but certainly you might want to hang on to some of those shares if you get it. It's a reload possibility if you want to risk to about 13.25. That's also reasonable as well. But thank you very much, Greg, for giving me those shares really quickly. Immediate win.
Yeah, shout out Jarhead. You're welcome there. A nice little move there on CCL. I know a lot of you guys are looking at that one. So, yeah, we're still looking. We're still waiting for Apple to break. But needs to go 295.85 maybe for the downside as well. So we'll take some short here. I believe breaking through 290. Yeah, 296. We'll take some shares short. There we go. We tried it, missed it. There we go. Now we're short. 295.90 is the short now on Apple. We'll probably give this all the way probably to 298 or so. Let's see what happens here on the downswing of Apple, but it's been a monster today. I just wonder if it goes from minus 3 or 4% all the way down here to up 1%, 2% at its high. Let's see what Apple wants to do. This stock is nuts. We are short 295.90 right now. We'll look to see where we're going to get this one out, but Brendan is now at the big screen with small cap recap. Take it, my friend.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Lots to get through this morning. Lots of opportunities anyways in small cap world. I want to talk about this one first. SPI Energy, I mentioned this one just before the open around 9:30. A couple of areas to look at, 175 and then above that kind of 185, 190 was a little bit of a rejection through the pre-market and after the open as well. So did give you an opportunity here in front of that 170, 175 area to be short for this nice flush down to 140 off of the open. However, if you were watching the level 2, when it got down to 140, a lot of support, very obvious on both the tape and the level 2. And look what happened. We get this huge run up all the way back to that 185. I was off doing other things, but would have loved to take that trade as well. 185 back down to 150 now for SPI. So all kinds of volume, all kinds of opportunities, both directions. MDGS, the other one wanted to mention, had to be really quick with this if you were short this morning. But 435 and then 440 was a little bit of resistance here going into the open. Quick flush down to 360, so I had to get some out on the way down to 360 because yeah, that happened. Obviously the long, much better opportunity above 440 up to above $5. We are, looks what's happening right here. We are starting to fail at 435, 440. Looks like this thing might want to head southbound a little bit, guys. MDGS. One more before we go. CAPR still higher on the day. Just wanted to mention this 775 from yesterday came into play right off the bat, gave you a very obvious out if you were testing the short on this one versus 775. Yeah, that one coming back in at the moment as well. Guys, that's a look at small cap world. Back over to you.
Small cap world. We already took 50-cent win there on Apple. I see some of you guys talking about that trade. So yeah, I'm still short with you. 295.90 here. That's right where we're at. We're going to reload some shares 296.50 or so. That's what I was saying. It's very easy to reload these shares. So we'll take out. We took out 40% for about some for a 50-cent win, some for a 30-cent win. So now we'll wait to see on Apple if we can get more short. We will in the 296 area. That's right where it's coming now. 296.50 or so. Not a bad short. That's sort of this top of this wick. If we can take that, we will do it. And then I'm going to get out if it does get back above 297.25 or so. I'm not going to hold this one for too long, but here we go. We're working to the downside. Apple, we're playing the market game right here, guys. You know, Apple's so loved. This thing could blow up at any time. So I've already taken a huge $5 winner on the long side. I don't want to give that back on the short.
Yeah, just watching Visa trying to break out through this channel here. You're seeing it, try to get going. You got to put some high 179.40 or so before pulling back in. It's got to break 178 to be a bit of a secondary play. Maybe you can get through that high of day. I just went ahead and threw a stop so that I don't miss out on that play if it does come. I think you have to give that one at least $1 of risk. But if it takes out this little move here in front of VWAP at 177, I would not take that breakout short. And the reason why is you could get suckered on a failed play through VWAP itself, and that's not a good entry point for me. It looks like a good setup, but when you consider that there might be some support down there, just a little bit below that range, not too good in my mind, but that 178 break we will take on Visa.
Visa, yeah, another stock that's reported some earnings here today. So good little look there. You got to trade the names that are moving. I am getting out of my CCL here. There's no damage. We're still at 1462. I took some out here, 1450 and whatnot. So we'll wait to see if that can regroup itself. Looking at CCL though, where do we get back in? I still kind of say the same prices here. I see some people asking 1467, 1468. A kind of short around there has been working. So why not try it again? And you can give it up to this VWAP spot, which coincidentally is right at this resistance level here on our 1 minute chart. So you got to get ready for that break, 1477, 1476. I have been caught with a few stop orders that have been triggered. So I did want to tell everybody, if you do have any limit orders in, I know Neil and I use pretty much stop orders every single time. And I'm going to put what that means on the bottom here. We have a little wink, where is it? Stop order buy. So here's an example of a buy order. You put this in. If CCL does break back above 1477 or so, then that would, trigger in a buy order where we'd go. Okay, before we throw to Brendan, here goes Apple back to the downside. Nice little win again. Here's your 50-cent win if you want it. We're going to wait though. Market goes upside, Apple comes down. That's a good sign. So let's wait. I'm waiting at 295. Here we go, guys. A nice little 75-cent winner on Apple. So it's not a lot, but we'll take it today. It depends, like I said, depends on the shares you're using there, guys. You may just want to take this off. If you have 300 shares there, welcome to a couple $100. Brendan, I'm waiting at 295, just so you guys know. I might get out some here, banging off 295.25, but we'll wait to see on the downside here. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, Apple kind of taking the whole market back to the downside a little bit here. Just want to mention this AVEO is still 12% today. This one was a crazy mover yesterday, guys, so if it does get going, watch out. This was actually halted a couple of times throughout the morning yesterday, so just took the top off there on a decent volume spike. AVEO possibly starting to go as well, guys.
Yeah, someone just asked, is that a VWAP break on, so not break, but a bounce on CAPR? I wouldn't confirm that yet. It only got about 5-10 cents there initially. It didn't quite get down to that 777 mark, but realistically, I think there's always a chance here that's just so strong. And I was mentioning how I wasn't going to enter this short until I saw some real sellers come in. It's just been so strong that maybe it's not even going to get to those bounce points. You're looking at it. There was a good one the first time. It got all the way down to that 710 mark and touched it and then reversed. This one doesn't quite get there, so unless you were overly aggressive, I'm not sure you saw that play. I'm going to look for now. It was 850 that was my target mark if it failed. It got to about 858, so that's a bit of a failed break that might have shaken some of the longs out. If that's going to be the case, for me, it's going to be an entry around 30 and 40. If it rolls over in this range, whether that's now, whether that's 10 minutes from now, 30 minutes from now, that's where I want to get into the short for the first time on CAPR. That's the kind of thing I'm hunting for. Visa gave me that break, so I just got long there at 178. We talked about that one. Not liking the short break because I thought I might have run into some support there at VWAP, but the long break we like. Brendan, what do you got?
Just watch your energy stocks, guys, if you are trading them. Oil now negative. Have a look at Chevron here, down almost 3%. This was the one that I was thinking was going to be strong today, but CVX, yeah, not so much. Kind of consolidating here around 89, guys.
297 is going to come in very soon here on Apple, and this is what I'm talking about here. We did take a little average up at 296.50, so that average is now putting us nicely back. We're at 296.30 now is our average price to the downside here. Short Apple 296.30, but watch out, man. This market can go. I said I don't want to give back. We took that $5 winner, nice little $2-3 winner. More realistically, the last 10% is 5, but you don't want to give it all back. So we're going to watch out for Apple here. We're short right now, right here, so it's okay. But watch out for this 297 break. I don't want to hold through that, guys.
Yeah, you just mentioned energy, though. I am short already in that Oxy in this little channel, so this is sort of the move that we're looking for to the downside. I have some orders layered here to make sure we take some profit if it retests the low of the day. I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth like we like to say. Take some profit if you've averaged in a couple of times and you're playing inside of that range. We do like it. I've got the short on here. We just got a reversal. There's that 130 that was taking forever to break on GSUM. So our initial short doesn't work, is what the break that we're looking for. We tried the long, that doesn't work. Now 130 is gone. There was 125,000 shares on this bid that just got filled on GSUM.
Hey guys, there it is, bang! Apple, we are back, we are in the building. Apple short, 296.50. It's at 295.20. Right there, a smooth dollar for you. Right there in 1 minute, a dollar for you. Profit 1 minute right there. This is the 1 minute chart. Check it out. The money just keeps coming home. If you're watching this, my wife, maybe a nice little bottle tonight. 295 going to the downside. Apple for the win, guys. Hammer time. We talked about that. Look where we get some out right here, guys. 295.30, 295.50. Big win on Apple. Short, bang it off. Face slap, jaw drop, whatever you want. Here goes Apple to the downside. Your boy has this one. We go huge there thanks to the coffee. Second coffee of the day. Gets us accelerated. Let's just keep going, guys. Big winner. Hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you to everybody.
Watch this level break. This is what we were talking about here. Waiting for, it looks like a half an hour, this level held at $1.30. Now you have some downside opportunity on this GSUM. There's been a couple of halts. If it does test 120 and we're in the short here, it is likely we could see another halt. You just want to make sure that you track the name, have a level 2 up if that's what you're trading through. If a stock halts on you, you've got to pay some attention to it. We're anticipating that if things go right, there should be a potential downside halt here, and we're in the right right direction. Codex, we're in the right direction, of course. We talked about this one already, that 13 break, and we thank you, Greg, for getting us those shares. We're taking profits in front of VWAP, and again, looking for a bigger flush to 1250, just showing you the structure. If you see this little turquoise kind of line here, we do have orders at those prices that shows you right here live where I'm trying to get out if this one goes down. And certainly I have one at VWAP. We have our entries up here at 1305. If it breaks through, this is where you break some of those longs that were sitting pretty from this morning, and that's where we want to look for target outs. The other position we have on is Occidental to the short side. That one we did take a little bit out here when it did hit the bottom end of that channel, that 1560 mark. So we're going to work back in at 70. We're going to keep cycling shares in and out between 60 and 1550, the low of the day. And if it's a continuous downward trend, we should make sure we have a constant position if we don't break our stop, and then work this one all the way down. But it has to hold 1575. We got a little slide there in oil that helped us out, but it's got to hold this range.
Yeah, a little MC hammer there, guys. You see the hammer time. You guys all love it. Let's put up on my positions right now. This is the real stuff right here that we're talking about. 296.50. I told you we took that trade. These are real trades. I see someone asking, are we day traders? I'm not sure. Here we go, guys. Apple to the downside, 296.50. We have that. Yeah, I see Rob over there, Mr. Clean, doing a little dance. Guys, to the downside, CCL. We also have that one short. Let's keep the party going, guys. Here we go.
Codex still going, and GSUM continue to slide to the downside. Remember, about $1.15 around that range. I'm not taking anything out till it gets there. Codex for me is right now the best trade on, but it needs to break. And again, you can take profit here if you like it. On a $13 name, you might normally think 20 cents is good. That sounds great. In a $100 stock, you'd be making a good return of a couple bucks. This is a different story. Codex moves more than this, guys. You have to say to yourself, I need some exposure to 40, 50, 60 cent moves on a stock like Codex. It trades more like a $40 or $50 name, so that's what you got to do. I am going to take some more shares off here if we can actually get that 30 cent bag. We're all over that one. I'm also watching that GSUM very, very closely, trying to bounce off the top here. Visa hasn't moved. I do like that long break. I talked about why there was some strength around VWAP. It's trying to go. It's still making this nice upward trend. So I think you can maybe give it to some of these bottoms, 177.50. It's not at the point where I want to load into more shares yet, but it's getting enticing for me to get a few more shares here in Visa. If we do manage to hold 177.50 and bounce off that price, you might see me add. That's what that reason is.
Yeah, guys, thanks for all the compliments there. Yeah, we got to get the energy going here, make the show a little exciting anyways. And like I said, if you're in the money, sometimes it's pretty easy to do that. Look at this, guys. Apple, we did cash out most of these trades down here, like we said about it. We now have 20% left. We're going to wait for 297 break. If that breaks, we will lose. But again, we're short 296.50 right now on Apple. So no big deal. We can lose 50 cents back on the upside here if that does happen. 297 and change. We'll be out. Brendan, give us another one.
CDEV, guys, another little resource company doing all kinds of volume today. 13% to the downside, had a huge spike above $1, got rejected hard. We're back to $1 even right now. So let's see what happens with CDEV. No significant news, but 7+ million shares on this one, guys.
CDEV.
This is how you make a reverse. Identified this channel over and over again. You see it hang out here for about 20 minutes on Oxy at 15.75. You're short in front. You do take profit out, like I was mentioning. You got to make sure you're getting profit in a channel like this. When it breaks, reverse to the long side, instant VWAP retracement. So you take profit out, reverse, get the long, and then take it out at VWAP. And instead of having a short trade that's a loser for you, you end up with a profitable trade when it didn't even work out the way you wanted as a home run. This is how you have to structure things from a risk standpoint. This is why we talk about those levels. It's really important that you have a plan and you stick to it. Our plan in Visa is not going to change here, guys. The only thing I'm considering is, do we need to be adding to this position if we can bounce off 177.50? This looks like it wants to retest the high. It's trying to get back to positive on the session. It did briefly do that earlier on in the morning. If it can hold and make a bit of a run here, this market is trying to hold up well. If this 28.50 to 60 level, it gets taken to the upside here on the ES, this could be a fantastic place to be long, and Visa in front of VWAP looks like a good one to me. The big trade for me, of course, is going to be Codex. We are still in the money, 25-30 cents there. I'm hanging on for more. And of course, GSUM. We waited forever for this to break that 130 mark. We tried the long in front of it. The initial short we couldn't get. Now we're in the money on this one. We got a 126 short on that 30 break. We're looking at our first target at about 110. That'll give us about 10-15% of profitability. GSUM slowly coming in here. This looks like a fantastic short setup because it is. There was a massive buyer at 130 that just got filled in one shot. It was ugly.
Yeah, ugly to say the least there. Good little look on the downside of that one. You guys talking about SDC here. I'm happy about Smile Direct just because I own this thing in the $5 mark. So we smile for that, but not so happy to anybody that bought it today. Yesterday, I missed that break on Smile Direct and was really upset about it. This was the break here yesterday. It was yesterday morning. Yeah, it was right here. It was right here. 710 level. No, it was right here. 710 level on SDC. Bang, then up again, all the way to $8. We missed that. Today, you can see it doesn't look anything like yesterday. Very, very choppy. Volume's still pretty good, but check this out, guys. Apple fades right back down. We still have this trade. We were waiting for 297 to break. It goes right back to 50-cent winner. You can keep counting the money here as we go down. Apple is continuing to go down. I'm going to go get some fruit salad to celebrate some of these wins. So that's a smile no matter which way you like it. But even more impressive is all the work that Brendan's been doing today and every day. So let's throw it back to him at the big screen. Hopefully I can come back to a $2 winner on Apple.
All right, guys, let's have a look at the S&P 500 here and see what is leading the market to the downside. Obviously, today, look at this board. Very, very red right across the entire board. Outside of this one, FBHS, 7.5% to the upside. Sean, very excited about fruit salad. 1.8% to the downside overall for the S&P 500. Energy stocks. I want to start with these energy stocks. As we mentioned, crude oil has gone negative on the day. So look at these. Apache, PSX, Devon, and MPC, all 7+% to the downside. Apache, they're 9%. MRO, 6.5%. COG, just to name a few here, all of these basically 5 to 6%, even more to the downside. Material stocks over there in the corner also making up a lot of the heavyweight weakness today to the downside. Healthcare stocks are also big time decliners. Allergen here, MCK, HCA, all 4% plus to the downside. We'll flip over here, have a look at tech stocks, because this is where most of the weakness for the market is coming from. LRCX 9%, MU 5%, ADI 3.7%, semiconductors, to say the least, very weak. We talked about Western Digital, 13% now to the downside. These guys as well, software companies, all in negative territory today. Consumer discretionary stocks also among the leaders to the downside. UAA, CPRI, and PVH among the leaders. Here's all the cruise lines. There's MGM we talked about. Cruise lines as well, all in negative territory. Big time as well. Look at Norwegian, 10.5%. Norwegian is SSR. Win, 5.6%. MGM down there, about 9%. It's an ugly day so far. 1.8% overall for the S&P 500 to the downside to wrap up the week. Let's go back over to Neil.
It's an ugly day to the downside, but we can dance it off because Codex gives you exactly what you're looking for. We talked about this rollover. We paid for the shorts to make sure we could take this position. We started at 1305. You're going to take some out in front of VWAP, 1280. The second time it tests, we take a few more shares out there at 76. You get the flush, 65 we're out. We then get some out in front of 50 like we mentioned, and now we can hang on for the bigger home run type play. If it continues to go, there's every reason to believe it could test down to that 12 even mark. I don't have an order in if it gets down there. What I'm going to go ahead and do is just play this one by ear. If it makes a big time turn, fair enough. But this is one of those break even or bust. It tried to retest that 1305, our entry point. I'm giving this one to break even. I think we can get close to $1 if it continues to go. Otherwise, we'll hang on to this little bit to see if we can get a bigger type trade there. The only long position I have on, and you know what, let's just actually do the position board so you get an idea of what we have here. It's 3 shorts and 1 long. I'm going to update it for you. It's actually Visa long. So as the market came down and those shorts were fantastic, Visa long here, 178 break, still in the money for us. I wanted to see if we test 177.50, 179.50 for a bit of an ad. Hasn't happened yet. NAT, we jumped into the short one, 620 went, 617 is my price. That's only in the money a couple of cents. GSUM, we got that 126 short one, 130 broke. I already took some off there at $1.16, looking for a move down to $1. That's a nice little win there. When you talk about those dollar stocks, you take a 10 10-cent win. Do the math. If it's a $100 name, you're making a nice little return there. So you have to be relative with your risk and your targets when it comes to some of these small cap names. Valeria, what do you have for us?
Hey guys, I would like to shout out to our subscriber Matt for sending us 2 super chats today. Thank you very much for your support, and I promise we'll be improving each day. Guys, in case you don't know what super chat, you can find a $sign icon right below our live chat, and this is a new YouTube feature which allows viewers to pay in order to pin their comment or question. Guys, we will be very happy if you support us with likes and also subscribe to our channel. We are preparing a lot of great content for you. Morning watch list, branded Trader TV merchandise with fruit cap on t-shirts, and also many video educational videos. Subscribe and hit the thumbs up. I see you later.
Yeah, we'll get some fruit salad cups going there. Thank you for that, Valeria. And yeah, this is just the daily fruit salad. Seems like there's more watermelon in here today than normal, but which is good because watermelon is one of my favorites there. Very, very nice little juicy watermelon action. And it's nice to come back and see right away a 75-cent winner on Apple. We're not going to take it. We think we can fade way below this now. I don't even have any bids out on this name. There it is. It's $1 in the money. We got the ideas today. Apple's been absolutely destroyed. Check the numbers at the bottom. Your boy is here. I'll be here on Monday, and so will you. Have a good weekend. I'm still coming back. The show's nowhere near over. What's up, Brendan?
Going crazy today, guys. AMTX, little biochemical company, 175%. 170 up here, starting to act as a little bit of rejection for AMTX. They started delivering CO2 to a new refining plant. So nice look for AMTX today, guys.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at that little pullback opportunity on Visa. The other thing I think you can do here, as I zoom in to make this look a little bit better for you, 178.40 or 35. That could be a secondary break. I think if I don't get the reload on a pullback, we'll have to take a secondary break up. If it can take that one out, that's going to be our add point. But that's going to mean I'm going to have to slide my stop upside here as I take more shares higher. Averaging up is just as good as averaging down if the situation warrants it. So 178.35 might be the only place. If this one makes a run at the top, I want to make sure I get that second entry point. I'm going to have to go up instead of waiting for it to come back.
And hello, Apple. Here we go, guys. Punch it in the face. $2.95. We're short here, guys. Here's a $1.50 winner. I know a lot of you guys hold this name maybe in your account or you're day trading it. It's just stuck in this little range right now. I don't know what else to tell you about this stock. We're just stuck between $296.50, which we have, now a $1.70 winner. It now breaking down below $2.95. I think VWAP might be a decent spot to get some out here. It bounced around this spot before a couple times. $293.90. Let's take some out. $294.50 right in the middle of this little bunch here. That'll be a $2 winner just to add it up. Guys, check the profits at the bottom. It's been a monster day. Monster profits coming through. $294.50. Let's see if we can't take out one more leg of Apple. We're still in it. We have 20% left of this spot. We did take some out early there. Again, it depends on the amount of shares that you're trading, guys. You might want to average in, average out. Like Neil's saying, average up. But make sure you don't take as many shares that you'll give everything back. We've had a super profitable day. I'm not going to let this trade, make or break my day. It's 10:46. And guys, guess how many fills I have on today? Put it in the chat. The winner gets our free first fruit salad merch. Will be yours if you get this right on, guys. Let's go.
Brendan, what do you got, bud?
I just noticed a little teeny tiny IPO today, guys, on the NASDAQ. If you're wondering, Lyra Therapeutics opened at 21 versus a 16 IPO price. Not doing a heck of a lot, but going straight down, evidently. 22, in fact, on our charts, all the way down to 20. Not a lot of volume, but LYRA, an IPO today, guys.
Boeing made a big move off the bottom here, tried to test 140. I'm stalking an opportunity to catch that bottom one more time. We took a tight stop long after the shorts were fantastic earlier. I do think this 138 level that we liked before, it's looking like a decent bottom. It tested below several times, got to 137.50. I don't know that it's going to make a test before I grab a long. If it makes a move here through VWAP a second time, I'm going to be taking this break. So it's not a 140 even play. That's a below VWAP. You want it to break and maybe get you to 140.50. That'll be an entry point for me. Oh, it has to show me its upside. It's a downtrend. Our better trade was to the short, so I think there's an opportunity to try along here like we're doing in Visa. You just want to make sure you're taking it on the upswing or in front of the low of the day, not right here in the middle. That's not a reason for success. Sean, we talked about averaging up or averaging down. I just realized I said it, and for some of you that might not know what I mean here, if I'm in Visa here at at 178 even, if I wait for it to come down to VWAP, I'm averaging down. It goes against me, the position, and I'm taking more shares. It improves my average price, but I'm in the wrong direction. Any second now, I should be triggered to the long as it tries to break this little range here, and that's called averaging up. As it goes in the money for you, you're looking to see if you can't take more shares in that price range. So that's the idea that I'm working with here. It's averaging up on this little upward trend into Visa as opposed to waiting for it to come against me.
Yeah, exactly. Averaging up, a good tool to use if you can. And like I said, if you don't spend too much money on your trading fees, I talked about that before on some of these plays that we have here, including Apple. That's why you sort of got to try to wait here a little bit to take some profit. Look, it bounced off too many times, so if you guys want to get out, I did take off half of my position right now at 295. You can take it right now. I actually got 295. Let me find out which one. 14 for a $1.50 winner on that one. So you could take it out right now and be in the same spot I am on Apple. We're waiting I'm still waiting for 294.50. Just bounced off too many times here. And someone asked, and I was just joking around, if we're day traders. And yeah, of course we're day traders. We don't hold anything overnight. So this is not like we can't swing these trades or anything. We get in, we get out, and we regroup here. I've done 168 fills today. So 168. And my fees are $14 on 168 fills. So that's because we have direct market access. I add liquidity just as much as I remove liquidity. So some orders we actually get paid to trade. So 168 fills, and I have a fee of $14.74. So there you go, guys. Check out daytradetheworld.com if you want to get on this platform as well. Big time trading, big time winners. Join us. Welcome to the club, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, and you talk about those there. I haven't hit the jackpot, but we'll go with that. I just mentioned averaging up. We averaged up in the Visa, looking for the retest of the high. You get this nice clean upward trend. And again, look, sometimes it's, like Sean said, sometimes it's easier than others when it comes to reading a chart. You can't even get to VWAP on that bounce, and this is why we liked it. We were going to go short if it broke below. It couldn't do it. We average up into it, already taking some profit out. Initial entry was down here at 178 even. We just took some shares out at 65. We're looking for a retest of 179.20. We'll take some shares out in front of the even. And then we want to make sure, if we get a fresh high here, go positive on the day in Visa, make some fresh highs, you're still in the long, hang on to some shares to see if you can get that massive home run. But already taking 60 cents off and still in the money, I'll take it all day long. Brendan, what do you got?
Just watching this SPI, guys, came back to this 150 area from the morning and held again, 150, 145 area, held again, trying to bounce here. It's still stuck in this range overall, but watch this 150 if it does go. I mean, $1 could be in play for SPI, guys.
All right.
And look, Visa's going up, and you can. This is the thing. You don't have to have biases in the market. You don't have to care if the market's moving. I'm pointing over here my ES chart, which is going literally nowhere. But what's Codex doing? Flushing. It's all about these retracement plays. You guys see me take these every once in a while. If you're risking 10, 15 cents on a play like this, and you have the opportunity to have an average win in the 50 penny range, if we get our target, that's what it's going to be. I can literally flip a coin and be right only 50% of the time and be highly profitable. That's why I like this setup. This is why we give something like this to you. The only flip side here for us is we pay for these locates sometimes, and it was only 5 cents on Codex, which is sort of dirt cheap considering the upside that it's going to give you here. So I can be short a name like this. I can be long in Visa and making money there. NAT. This was such a good stock recently. In the last couple of weeks, NAT's been a good one for us. I tried this little short here on a little breakdown at 620, at 617. It couldn't quite make the move into VWAP where I would have added to my position and try to fade this into 6 even, which was a trade that worked yesterday. This one looks like it might take the top off. My stop is up here at 625. Once it breaks, one shot and done. I'm not averaging into this position. It's been a strong one. You can see the trend hasn't broken. Similar to Visa, you don't let this break this level. If I was long here, you might be adding to it. When you're short, you're just getting out and taking the hit. So I'll flush myself down the toilet for jumping into NAT. Sometimes you want to stick to the names that you're profitable on and working well, like the Codex and the Visa trade here. But took a shot here in that short, and we'll add that to MGM, which, you know, one and done with that one because that one stunk, I got to be honest with you. And we're going to go to the big board right now for Money Talks with Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Just realized my chart is not updating, but we'll talk about the Canadian dollar here anyways. 71 and change. It's kind of flipping back and forth over 71. Down though a full percent today. Obviously we had a big move up in oil prices, came all the way back and have gone negative now. So Canadian dollar back to the downside. Yeah, chart should be somewhere down here. So we're actually trading down there somewhere for the Canadian dollar around 71 even. Euro is higher on the day, almost 110 again for the euro. It's had a nice week, up about 0.4%. The British pound back to the downside today, 0.4%. We're at 125 and change once again for the British pound. Australia, New Zealand, both negative today. There was some manufacturing data that came out overnight over in Australia, was obviously negative. So back to the downside here, below 65 cents once again for the Australian dollar. New Zealand following suit. Cryptos have been very quiet so far today. 8,800 still holding for Bitcoin though. So we've been above 8,800 for most part of the week. Same story with Ethereum, still positive, but only barely 211 for Ethereum today. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, yeah, Bitcoin's been a nice little run recently, that's for damn sure. Okay, Apple right here, guys. I just want to talk about that quick. I see some of you guys deciding maybe to go long now, especially you there, Ali, I believe it was. Yeah, look, I can't, it's hard for me to argue with you on this one here. I'm going to get out of Apple if it does break above 295.50, securing no matter what that dollar winner there. So we'll put the dollar in our pocket if it breaks back above 295.50. It's the only position I have on right now. So yeah, I'm loving it right now. We are short Apple, 296.49. You can see the trades below. This is what we're doing. You also see all the profits below as well. I still believe though that we can get into this 292 area at some point today. Maybe not 292, but definitely 293. I think we get back to this VWAP, which is 294, and then we try to break it, and maybe we get back to 293 and change. So we're still waiting on this Apple trade to come through for us. It's $1.50 in the money. I know most of you guys would take that. It's a swish no matter what at this point, but we are going to wait for $1. I'm glad to see on the chat though you guys cashing in on some of these plays today, especially on Apple. I'm seeing people put thousands of dollars of winners here on the chat, so thank you for all of that, guys. Really validates what we're doing in some of these trades for you guys as well. Tesla and Apple have been my two biggest winners by far, and I know those are probably the two of the heaviest traded stocks for you guys on the chat.
If you guys are watching that Visa here, I just took another leg out there. Of course, you know, we're going to get that run up to 179. We initiated the position at 178. We added to it at 178.35 on that little trend. I'm hanging on for the break of high of day. So, you know, normally you might take some off in front of that even dollar. You might take some off in front of the high. No, I'm looking for a big time break here. I talked about Visa going from negative to positive. The market's trying to level off here. There's just some room to run on Visa. You know, if you look at the daily chart here, this 179 was resistance. Go back into early April and look at this double top at 179. Then you look at the break that we had when it eventually happened. You got a $5 run when this happened a couple of sessions ago. So there's room on Visa if we can sustain this move through that 179.21 high. And if I'm sitting here, you know, $1 in the money, I got no problems hanging on to this one. It's a nice upward trend. It's worth rolling it in for a bigger win here once you've taken profit out. Now, if you haven't taken any profit yet, you might consider doing it in front of the high, giving you a chance to either reload or play with house money for the bigger move.
Okay, guys, we're just finishing that off. There goes Apple. Bang. Beautiful win. We smiled that one off. Look, I can't say it again. It's not a perfect out, but I'm going to hit the perfect button because we picked the right level to get out here, guys. Look at where we just took this out. 295.50. We talked about taking this out at 295.50, and bang, there it is, 295.50. We save ourselves $1. It rips up $1. Not only should have we taken that out there, but obviously we should have gone long. So shout out to Ali right there. Great job. There we go, Ali long. Another 600 euros. Profit. Bang. Great call, Ali. I gave you that shout out on the show as well. 295.50 in. There's your out. Straight to the upside there. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I see all the money being made on Apple, Tesla, CCL today. It's been a big, huge day. Thank you so much to all you guys. We're huge over here as well. So let's just keep the fun rolling. It's almost 11 o'clock. Check out our Twitter next week. We'll have big guests all lined up. Today we don't have anybody for you, which is fine. We'll be discussing some trades. This is another thing you guys haven't really been doing. I don't know if Valeria's been mentioning or not, but put some questions in the chat. We'd love to talk to you guys all afternoon. afternoon here. Well, afternoon, it's that kind of afternoon in the market. As it gets 11 o'clock, things slow down. Let us know. Wow, Apple.
There's high of day just got taken out on Visa. We've been waiting for this one nice and patiently. Look, we've already taken profit on this one. I just mentioned to you why you might want to hang on to some for a bigger win. And there is the break of the high. Visa very, very strong. It was a nice level on the daily chart. Sometimes you have to drop to a higher time frame to make sure you're not selling yourself short there. Once you got that 179 break, which we just saw, lots of room to the upside. You know, it's now 179.50 immediately. So I might throw a trailing stop in here. If you're going to do that, I'm not going to give it 179.20 the previous high. I'm not going to give it to the even. Give it all the way back to this little level here, 178.50. I'm trailing it all the way back there. That'll still be a profitable trade for me. But we're looking for home run central here like Vladdy.
Good one. Yeah, like Vladdy. Yeah, too bad baseball's...
Well, he's not doing anything now.
Yeah, not doing anything now. Yeah, Vladdy on that weight training program. That'll be good for him. If you guys are loving baseball, obviously, I see some questions about where we're from, and there it is. Yeah, obviously, we're from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. You guys are welcome to come and join us. Trader TV Live studios here. We've been crushing it. We are really happy with the production today. You guys, very, very good. Thank you so much for supporting us on the show. We've been over 1,000 viewers. We have 11,000 subscribers now. Shout out to everybody there. Thank you so much. We'll hit the fireworks for all the support we've been getting. Look, we already have 11,000 subscribers and we've been doing it for like a month and a half or something. This has been absolutely fantastic. Go over, watch our VWAP video. And look, there's 297. Our last out, 295. That exploding money, man. We are on fire with Apple today. I hope you guys have also been, because this has been a monster stock. We've been nailing this today, including our very first trade off the open, 287. Wow, what a long that was. Great trading on Apple, guys. Let's go.
And we just had the first turnaround here on Visa at 179.64. So let's see what happens, how far it goes. If it makes a bounce off of our new stop at 178.50, might be worth averaging up again and continuing this trend. So we're going to have a quick look at that. But we need to jump over to Brennan, who has something for us.
Another earnings name, Weyerhaeuser, guys. Little paper maker to the downside today, 13%. Just kind of consolidating here right at $19. Looking like it might want to get down here and test day lows. Earnings were bad. Obviously, they also said they were going to extend their production cuts until the end of the summer because of COVID-19. Guys.
Or sorry, Brennan, there. If they're in the paper business and they're not Dunder Mifflin, then I'm not buying them. So I don't know. We'll look for a short here, maybe in WY, like you mentioned. Oddly enough, this does seem like there's a potential. The problem with this setup, I'm going to show you here. You could break this 19 or break this 1890, but it's very similar to how you would have got burned trying to short Visa, where it's in front of VWAP and holding it. So you short it, and then you're immediately running into a resistance. You don't support level. Do not short pennies away from the support level. I don't know where your upside is. It's better to let it break, give away a few cents here, give a few points off of that, and just make sure you have a higher percentage win. So as much as I want to be shorting this name because it would be fun, I do need it to break maybe below 75 there before I would jump into it. It is 11 o'clock already, believe it or not. That means we need our European update with Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in negative territory today. Britain is down 2.09%. Germany is down 2.22%. France is down 2.12%. Spain is down 1.89%. And Russia is down 0.47%. Well, some quick news updates from Europe. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced that the country officially passed the peak of the coronavirus outbreak. According to Russian health officials, country reached over 100,000 of cases, and also Russian Prime Minister have been hospitalized after he've been infected with the coronavirus. Mercedes-Benz parent company Daimler reopened its U.S. Alabama plant, becoming one of the first auto manufacturers to reopen after the coronavirus outbreak. That's all for today, and I'll keep you updated. Back to guys.
Thank you very much, Valeria. Just going to update you guys on GSUM. I know we sort of got away from this one. It made its first move down, and we take some off here at about $1.15. So it's a 130 break. Reasonable to look at a target like that, whether you want to call it a 10% move or just that sort of even round number at $1.15. That's why it takes them off. And as it bounces back to the upside here, our out is going to be that 130 mark naturally. I think that's sort of obvious, as it was a previous support can turn into resistance. It's sort of a guess that you can make, and I think it's a reasonable one here. might have a video coming out on that, so make sure you stay tuned and watch our channel there, Market Wisdom. We dropped our VWAP video. We're going to have a lot to come on that. So I'm going to add to this position when it bounces off of that 130. I just took some there at $1.23. Didn't want to miss the move. I can add one more time in front of that 130 mark. So updating you how to play a trend. If you think it's a downward trending stock, you want to try to find ways to short pops, take profit as it goes, and maintain a core position. So it's a successful thing to do, especially in one of these smaller names here. It's up 95%, but it's been a move down since that 130 break on GSUM.
Guys, we're riding Uber right now to the downside, so we'll see about that. Hey, pick me up here, Uber. 29.33 right now, we're short, so you could take this with us if you want. 29.33, we just took that short on Uber, so we're going to wait to see. I would love to get it back into the 20s here, including, I don't know, my first bid is, I think I just put a bid in here, 27. That's right before this little spot. So if we can get down to 27 and we instantly go in the money 7 pennies, but we're going to, sorry, that would be 7 pennies. We're 6 pennies in the money right now off this nice little short. Give me that 27. We're right there on the bid, but we're not getting hit. We'll wait to see. There we are. Come on, give us that. There it is. Nice little 27. And boom, there it goes again. Your boy just hits it again, guys. This is an 8 penny winner on Uber. You trade 1,000 shares. There's your 80 bucks. You put that in your pocket and smoke it. We'll continue to go downside, 29.20 maybe. Uber's been an instruction spot for me today. Here it goes even further down. Count your money, guys. It's been a big day, including this trade here on Uber. Brendan.
A little penny stock, guys, just popping up on a volume scanner here. Huge move higher for HTBX, now up about 7% on the day. This is 50 cents down here, so we just had a decent move up to about 60 cents on huge volume. HTBX, guys.
Guys, AAL here, down 8%, double, now triple bottom at this 11.05 mark, down 8%. It's a big move down. Look, it's a huge level. If you go to the level 2, if you don't have access to be able to see this, when you talk about support, you can also just mean a bunch of buyers sitting there on the bid. And I see them at 105, and I see them down here at 103, and again at 11 even. So massive, massive support. If it breaks, you're probably going to be trying to short. But here, what we like to also do is jump in front of these buyers and see if we can't scalp our way back up to VWAP here. Could be an interesting trade. Just don't let those levels go if you're long in front. You're not long strength. You're just jumping in front of some big time order flow and see if you can't take advantage and ride the wave.
Yeah, we're trying to ride the wave down on these futures, though. This is a little disturbing to me, so I'll just break this down to you on how I trade here. You know, the futures here heading southbound, so we take a short on Uber, and then we notice that Uber really does start to go southbound, but right now, bouncing around. The futures still moving lower, and Uber trying to go higher here. So we did take some out there at 25. That's an 8 penny winner. Uber still needs to get going here. I'm not sure, guys. We bounced off a little bit here, 14.15. If we could ever get into this level, I think we should here it comes. Let's go, Uber. Uber now hailing that ride down to 25, 26, an instant 10 penny winner. We don't have to wait for trades if you take them with me, guys, and Neil, depending on what stock. Visa was a great one. Sometimes you have to wait for those slower ones. Here we go, 29, 26 to the downside. And I know you guys like that. Put in your pipe and smoke it. Thanks for that. Sometimes I come up with some clever things.
Yeah, I just got into AAL in front of that 11.05. If it breaks this low of day, just watch out if you're shorting here. I'm going to wait till 11 even to be short. It's otherwise going to be long in front of this. I'm only risking the 1 penny on the initial long here. I don't think you need to risk more than that, especially if you're waiting till 11 for the short trade. We have 2 longs, 2 shorts. Visa we're still hanging on to. That's still in the money, about 60 pennies, believe it or not. And of course, we have short in Codex and short in GSUM. Brendan, what do you got?
A little name that's been pretty volatile so far this week, guys. AMC Theater is back to the downside today. We had a big sell-off yesterday. Day before that, huge move to the upside. But AMC back to the downside here. Just had a little bit of volume coming in on the sell side at 450 there, guys.
It was a really good stock to be trading, you know, the last couple of sessions. AMC, lots of volatility. I don't know why it wasn't on my radar. Probably going to be SSR. So, like I said, you don't want to risk too much on that AAL. Here comes that 11 even. I'm not shorting on the low of day break at 11.05. It's got to take out 11 even. That's an even bigger level. AMC, for me, the fact that it can flush a level like this at 447 and then immediately try to snap back, that's not enough weakness. It feels like the play is already done. So, I'm probably not going to jump into AMC. The volume is okay, but I think AAL is going to be a much more interesting trade here. We'd only lose a couple of pennies here, risking in front of that 11.05 mark. You got to make sure it's a tight little scalp trade because here is 11 even. It tries to make a triple bottom. It's not done unless it breaks 11 even here on the bid, and it's a massive, massive bid. Trust me, looks like almost 1 million shares might be on this bid.
Is that a keystroke error, or you got out of some of those longs?
No, I was only long in front of the 1105 bottom.
Oh, 1105. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I saw the big size there at 11, so that's why I was just wondering if you would decide to drop it or hold it. Okay, yeah. Let's watch out for that 11. I mean, that's a huge spot. I know Neil just talked about it. 4 million or 400,000 shares on NASDAQ plus ARCA plus who knows what else is there. So 1105 there, in and out for Neil. I'll probably wait and smash this thing long if it gets above 1108-ish or so. That's this top right here, 1108. We'll go long and we'll take some shares here, 1108 on AAL. Uber continues to go to the downside here. It does touch 25, but we're sort of just bouncing around. This is a 10, well, it was 10 cents. Now a 7-cent winner on Uber. I think I heard for Brendan.
Yeah, another earnings name here, guys. Agile Therapeutics up about 9%. We've traded this one in relation to the coronavirus, but before. But now on earnings, AGRX up 9%, just broke 260. Decent volume still, even at this late stage of the morning for this one, guys.
All right, guys.
Some guys are asking how to play this. It's a huge level in AAL. You got to either break short if it goes 11. I think that's worth a play. Take some shares out initially for that little breakout idea. If it bounces off that massive order at 11, you can't see it here because I got to scroll down for you. If it bounces off this, once the market sees this, you might want to try a quick little scalp long. You can take 102, maybe 1102, 1103, maybe run it into 1110 to 1120 at VWAP if that's the type of play you want to make. But you're only really doing that if you have direct market access and a low fee structure. Otherwise, you're looking to maybe just say, I want a bigger play here, a bigger move. That's what you're looking for, guys. So that's the way you can do this. I like the opportunity here in AAL, big level.
Bang, guys. Neil likes the opportunity, but I take this opportunity. Look at this long, 1104. We just take some out, 1109 there. A quick little 5-cent winner for this guy, and we'll take it because I do think we probably come back and fade into that 11 spot. But right there, bang, 1104 in, 1109 out. That's a cash register right there. Let's wait to see what happens on more, but right there, a quick little 5 cents. We'll take it and we'll run away. We still have some shares here. Let's see what happens. AAL, we take that one, explode the money, and Slapshot Central there. Maple Leafs will probably have won the Stanley Cup this year, but obviously there's no NHL, so we'll hit the slap shots for it. Let's see how high AAL can go, guys. I got this one for you. Let's go.
Yeah, interesting. 1108 finally breaking. I know that was your entry point on AAL. You want to watch what's happening in the other names too, because remember, UAL could be a very sympathy type of play. It's already bounced off its bottom, so relatively strong here. If you want to be looking at this in another direction, you can take this one in front of a 2720 and just say to yourself, hey, if AAL can hold that bottom, there's a decent chance you get a bounce in the entire space. So there's other ways to play this. I actually like both of these names here at about the same time. So first things first, UAL has an opportunity here right around 2750 using 2720, which is a higher low, which I'm going to jump into. And then you can have two stops. You can have a stop here at this sort of 27.25 level, or you can just say I'm hanging on to this one, either low of day, or if we get an 11 break even on AAL. Could be either one of those types of ideas and play the overall sector.
Guys, yeah, AAL here. Look, you can see a bunch of little outs here. My best out is 10. We're just going to take the 5-6 cents on this stock. Like I said, if you're trading a couple thousand shares, you got 5-penny winner there. You take that all day long. So we're going to wait though. I'm now out of 50%, exactly 50% of my AAL trade. So we'll wait to see if it does break through 11.12. Wow, went as high as 11.12 there. I don't think so, but we're going to wait to see what it does. I'm offering now 11.12, 11.19. And we'll just see what happens going to the north side here on AAL. Uber still bouncing around here. Maybe we'll get some out. We'll see what this market wants to do. This is still a 4-penny winner, but we are more invested now in AAL, guys. I think it's Brendan time. What's up, Brendan?
IMGN, guys. Immunogen down about 8% on the day after earnings as well. Another one of those little therapeutic companies with earnings. We'll try and get through a lot of these earnings reports. This one obviously was to the downside. However, just popped up on a decent volume spike there to the buy side. So IMGN down about 8%, but clawing its way back, guys.
All right, IMGN. We are ready for In Focus. Everybody waiting for Valeria, and here she comes. Take it, Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to In Focus. Some news updates in case you've missed. Software company ServiceNow estimated that 4.7 trillion will be invested in making work more digital by 2023. According to All America Economic Survey, 42% of US workers who didn't previously work from home are doing so now. Apple shares were down more than 1% during extended trading on Thursday, after the company reported a slight increase in second quarter revenue to $58.3 billion. iPhone revenue fell around 7% from a year ago, a shortfall partially made up by a 16% rise in services revenue, which includes iCloud, Apple Music, and other subscriptions. Apple CEO Tim Cook says that even though supply and demand were negatively affected, he is still proud that Apple grew in this quarter. Amazon shares fell about 5% during extended trading, missing estimates for earnings while beating revenue expectations. The biggest news from Amazon report was that it plans to spend all of its profit, as estimated $4 billion, to respond to coronavirus pandemic. Well, that's all for today. Stay healthy and stay in focus. Back to guys.
Brendan, find out about, if you can here, I am seeing this, guys. I see on the chat about Tesla here. Wow, $20 move straight to the downside on Tesla before bouncing off.
Huge volume spike on that too, so this is legit.
Yeah, well, exactly. Down all the way down here, guys, to 741, 741.50. That's the day's low. So obviously some news has happened here, breaking on Tesla. I can check. We do like to look at Twitter for news as well. Brendan, of course, has the Icon terminal. So you might want to watch it. Elon Musk, price is too high right now, says Elon Musk. Okay, Elon, I'm long at 500 or 480 or something. I'll dump it if you say that, Elon. Elon Musk there, we'll dump that stock too, but price is too high right now. Okay, that's surprising, but look, he called 420 when it was like at 280. Man. So good on you, Elon. I'll probably dump this stock after market, not right now.
The only interesting thing is the fact that it bounces off that 740, so it holds the low of the day. It doesn't matter what, like Elon calls it too high, and the buyers step up at that low of day on Tesla. At this point, I think you almost have to fade this one if it gets back to about 755. I think that's going to be a solid play for you guys there. I got to get back to G. I almost forgot about this name. But we did get another push to the downside here in GSUM, so we'll see if we can continue to cycle and take some shares in and out that 125-ish range, out 115, looking for the flush back to $1. This is a penny stock. We love to see these try to return to that status. That's why we sit net short when the trend reverses, but you want to cycle in and out when it does 13 million shares, and make sure you don't give away profit, as I'm, by ignoring it, doing so in front of you.
Yeah, Jarhead, you know I'm long AAL here, just collecting that cash right here on AAL. We're long 1104 right now, and there it is again. We take some more out. Again, more cash flying around everywhere. Take it out 1108. We're taking 4 pennies on this one, and it might not seem like that much, but look, we basically have a perfect long here, so you can't get much better than that at that very bottom. So you take that perfect trade, you get long at 1104 here, and then now I'm just cashing out 1108 and change. We only have 30% of the trade left, so this thing can now break 11, and I don't really even care. So we are cashing in right now. We'll probably get some more out at 1106 and just end this trade and then put it in our pocket for a nice win once again on AAL. The money just keeps raining in for me today, guys. It's been a huge day. Thanks for following. We're almost done. At 12 o'clock, we sign off, and then we head for the worst day of the week, and that's Saturday because there's no more trading. So, I love my kids, but I love trading as well. So we are going to be back here on Monday morning, and I believe we're dropping some Kevin O'Leary videos today. So if you guys want some videos, check that out. And then we are, after the show, working. I see some questions here.
Guys, Tesla just retook the low of the day. I just grabbed that one at 739 on a break. Look, it tried to hold the bottom. It couldn't do it. 733 we're at. So look, honestly, you get a move like this, and they tried to make a pullback, and I wanted 755. It couldn't quite get there. So the secondary break of the low, this is one of those trades where I'm going to see if we can't make a home run on it. You got to be willing to risk a little bit when you get news like that. I can't think of it, and maybe I just haven't been trading long enough. I can't think of a CEO making a comment like this ever, Sean. I don't know if you've ever heard anything like this. It's a bit weird, Elon. So we'll see what this short works out with. We're already in the money $7 here.
Yeah, I have no idea why you would say
Why?
that.
I don't know why you'd say that. That's ridiculous.
But here it comes down. Good trade. I mean, this could be an absolute monster trade. Play the momentum to the downside. The bottom there, 729. It looks like. So.
Oh, it just bounced off 729. So get a little bit greedy. It was $10 in the money, but that 740 break looked like it was absolutely fantastic to the downside. I might trail this one. Don't want to have it turn into a loser, so we'll make sure we lock in. About $5. If it hits that 730 low again, we'll trail it to 734, 735. But I want to see what happens if it retests that low of day. Brennan, what do you got?
Another little one here, guys. Cloud names. Some of the cloud names very strong today. Bandwidth Incorporated up about 12%. Just bounced off 92, getting rejected up there at 92 a little bit. But a bit of a pullback. They had earnings. Piper Sandler also upgrading this one, raising their price target on Band. So a nice look for some of the cloud names today, guys.
Yeah. Cloud names going crazy. Microsoft, big cloud name as well. But here goes Tesla breaking. So good trades to the downside here. I'm
gonna trail this one now to about 130 here to lock in about a $9 winner. Look, again, I can't say that I've ever seen anything like this. I was sitting there talking with one of our traders, Kevin. Why would he say that? Well, 725, unbelievable.
Yes, I mean, yeah, here it goes. I mean, like you said, I can't believe that. I should be in this as well, but not. Good thing you stepped in to take that on that initial break of that low of the day. Still going down here, all the way down, and we're hearing some traders saying, hold it. We're going to wait to see what this does happen. 730, yeah, you never see CEOs talk like this. So, wow, Tesla to the downside here. Now making a little move up, but we'll wait to see what does happen here for Tesla.
Yeah, new bottom was 723. We get definitely a little bit greedy here, guys, but I think certainly you got to give these ones a bit of a shot when you see something that unprecedented. I know for some of you, you're going to take that profit. You're watching it try to roll over again. I'll go at least with break even. There's no way I want this to turn into a loser, but I'm thinking of where you want to trail this. Look, ultimately, I want to see a retest of all of these lows every single time it makes a flush. There isn't a support level till 700. That's sort of the thing here when I was talking about it a second ago. Where's the bid? I mean, 700 is a level here on Tesla, but you can't sit here and think that every trade is going to be a fantastic one. But this is one that you just got to sit back and say you could have history in the making. I do have Codex as well, which is about to break a key level to the downside, so that short's working. But it's everything Tesla. GSUM just broke, so actually that's getting down to my target as well as I'm sitting here in the monster in Tesla.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still waiting for this Tesla to do something like crazy. I think you could get 700 print, something like that today on Tesla. Would be nice.
It's trying to bounce 725 a second time here, guys. But if it can't do it, someone's saying they got 85. Kevin, you got 85 to 90. I was looking at that 700 level. So you know what? Look, fair enough. I'm going to have a double check and go back to my daily chart at some point, but I am this time going to trail this one through 729. It's going to be $10 no matter what, and then we're going to hang on for dear life.
Yeah, you don't even need to hang on, really. I mean, this thing is just moving to the downside, so that's a big mover there on Tesla.
But what are you doing, Elon? Elon, what are you doing, man? 720? Where are we going here, buddy? This is absolutely ridiculous. Unprecedented price action. I know some of you are even watching over in AAL. That $11 mark could come in. We'll see if we can't trade that too, but the story right here is Tesla cratering off of that report. I almost didn't believe it when I saw it, Brendan. No, sorry there. No, I'm just getting a little excited here. No, Brendan did not have anything. My apologies. Thought I heard a throw to Brendan. I'm tracking this low here. It's now 718. 719 is the fresh low of the day. Every single pullback has been in about the $10 range. So I think if you're trailing this one, you got to be a little bit careful to make sure you don't get wicked out. It's going to have to move a heck of a lot for me to get out of this one back to the upside here. So we're going to hang on to this short. Hopefully some of you guys caught that. It did, when I said pullback, if you were more aggressive here, and I was waiting for 55, if you were going to give it to about 48 to 49, then you caught that one. And so my short at 39 looks horrible compared to what you could have when we were looking for that pullback trade.
Well, it doesn't look horrible. I mean, that's still a great trade. AMD, yeah, so basically everybody's eyes right now are on Tesla. So hopefully you guys can have some of that love as well as it's moving around and only going one way, really. So that's good. AMD down 4%. We did want to check back in that one. Let's check back in on Apple quickly, though. 295.83. Look what we talked about here. 297 was a peg, and now we're just kind of bouncing around. Apple not really doing anything as everybody eyes on Elon right now. Apple 295, 296 coming in. Thanks for the chat, guys. You guys brought that up well before we even got that news, so that's why it's so important that you guys help us out on the chat and give us some of these plays.
I don't want to put the production guys on the spot here, but if you show up either one of our setups, we have lots of screens that we're working with. We don't always have everything up when it comes to a level 2, and there goes my trail. So I get trailed up for a $10 winner. We're going to look to see where we can re-enter this one, because I feel like we might have been a little bit too tight there. I don't know if we got a bad wick. I'll look for that 740 mark if it tries to come back in to get into another trade in Tesla. It looks like it's been a fantastic one here. Certainly, I think it was worth it to see if it could get down to 700, but if it wants to recover, look, you have to make sure you take it off somewhere when you're trying to get a home run trade. So it can seem like a failure to make a $10 winner. That might be the case, but I watched that big bounce. Kevin, you had 685, 690. I thought we had juice to 700. I'm not going to let it turn on me and not take some profit out here. Now I'm looking for a re-entry point into Tesla, and I'm stalking that 11 even area on AAL. I have some bids down at 1101. They have not been filled yet. Got to watch out for those.
Yeah, guys, I saw that quote somewhere. Just Elon saying that it's the price is too high for Tesla. So okay, Apple. Yeah, Brendan hopefully has it there. Yeah, there it is. Elon trying to keep people from throwing money away. Yeah, I mean that's probably right. I mean he's finally a responsible CEO here, guys. What's the VWAP of Tesla? Asking. So we'll call up Tesla right now. Tesla.NQ 724 there. I guess that's the problem sometimes, and it happens to me all the time when you have those trails. You get out and then at that extreme out, which I hate that too when that does happen, but fading back in here. If you guys are asking about a re-short spot, I mean, it could be anywhere between 730 and 734. I think in here is a decent spot as it looks to get a little bit choppy. I actually don't know if we retest that 717 bottom. Tesla lost big yesterday, losing big again today. So wait to see on Tesla here, I think, guys. But we are coming down pretty hard. You may break this 717 once again.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you get an ugly trail. Then I was sort of doubling back. I think I sort of messed that one up. Should have given it to this wick here. So either I mispriced my order, which can happen to you guys sometimes. It might have happened to me, and it should have been at this wick. I didn't do that, and then unfortunately we get trailed out. A $10 winner can seem good, but you really got to make sure that you're executing to the best of your ability. It looks like we might have mispriced there. Watch out, I just got long AAL at that 1101 mark. That massive bid is still there, but it's time for Valeria. I think we have a question.
Hey guys, hopefully your trading day is going great. Well, Neil, Sean and Brandon are professional day traders, and I know that a lot of you are wondering how they trade like that. It's almost a miracle. Though guys, day trading is a lifestyle, and if you're passionate and if you study a lot, you'll get there, and we're here to help you. Our Day Trade the World traders, Adam and Kevin, are doing a great job on the chat helping you with the questions, and I want to be helpful as well. I pick up one question every day and ask it directly to traders. Well guys, Alexandros, our subscriber, is asking, what qualifications do you need to become an efficient day trader? Alexander's looking to pursue a master's next year. So guys, would you give him some recommendations? Neil, Sean?
Traders come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. I mean, it doesn't even matter sort of what your area of expertise is, but you have to have a few things. And one of them is you have to have discipline. You have to be willing to put in the work every single day. You have to have a passion for risk taking. Understand that this entire game is about decision making around risk. There's no separating risk management from risk taking, because they're both one and the same thing. And you have to have a plan of action, know how to follow it, not get overly emotional about wins and losses. In trading, losses are the cost of doing business. If you're not willing to incur them, you're basically going to get burned, because they're absolutely inevitable. So you have to have a sort of a drive to want to eat what you kill. I think that's one of the things that's appealing to a lot of traders. The fact that you get that instant gratification over knowing the effort I put in or what I pull out of this market is what I get to keep. If you work at a corporation, you have all of those different things that you're contributing in a meeting or to a project, and you don't necessarily see it right in front of you, those returns. You're going to get that in trading. If that doesn't appeal to you, probably the wrong business for you.
Yeah, I would say it has nothing. I mean, no school will teach you anything about day trading. Our show is the best place to come for that. Look at Uber, guys, finally coming back to the downside. And yeah, I would just say discipline. I mean, that's what I pride myself on as well. So you have to be disciplined, take the right trades, take your profits. I mean, look at this Uber trade, for example. You take this short here at 29.32. You could easily get out if you're just going to say, well, I'm going to take a 5-cent lose or whatever. But you got to have your ins and your outs, and then you reap the rewards when you start cashing in on this one, including once again another 12-cent winner here on Uber, brought to you by yours truly. Let's just keep this party going, Brendan.
Estee Lauder, guys, yeah, absolutely. Uber working nicely right now. Estee Lauder looking like it might want to roll over and test lower prices here. 176 rejected right off the bat. We're here again, a little bit thinly traded, but they had earnings before market this morning that were worse than expected. We're back to 176 for the second time, guys.
And the whole time while we're working in that Tesla trade, the nice little $10 winner, we get a second flush on GSUM. But I had my target on GSUM at $1.06. It bounces off that order. I'm going to take it out here at $1.11. I think, honestly, if you're going to short a 130 break and catch that thing at 126, then you get a 10% return on a dollar stock like this. When it starts to turn off of your price, so you don't pick it at random. It was a sort of a 50% retracement from the key level to some support. So when you get a bounce off a price like that, you just sort of take it out there and not quibble about a penny or two. Don't want to have this turn around and go back up to that 130 mark and sort of leave me hanging. So GSUM, it took a while to materialize, but we finally got our big win on that one. AAL is the story now. You're going to see I am long at 101. I was cycling shares in and out here and then just loading back in. When it breaks, I'm going to be manually trying to get out of this one and see if we can reverse to the short side trade. AAL, massive level. It's only down 8%, so I think we can get this short with no problems. I don't think we'll have any SSR trouble, short sale restrictions.
Yeah, no, same thing. We're waiting for AAL to crack that $11 level. We're also getting out of some Uber. We're pretty light right now. It's 11:30. Not too much trading today for me. For me, it's lots of trading. 205 fills. But for right now, nothing happening. We've already, like Neil mentioned, he took that $10 on that one move clean. Looks like a good out there as it's now well above that. You can see here, guys, 763. I can't believe we were up there earlier. This is when we took that first move as well. Out of half there, then out of the rest. Basically now at the high of the day. This is where I said if you wanted to reload, this is not a horrible spot, 735 or so in Tesla, but if you wanted that reload, here it is coming for you right now. I'm going to leave it alone. I don't understand why he would even tweet that or what's going on, so I'm going to stay away. I bet you he retracts it or something happens, so watch out here. I'm not going short Tesla anymore, guys. Yeah,
there's the 11 even break on AAL, guys. It hasn't quite ticked below that, so right now it doesn't even budge more than 1 cent. You can't love that if you got into the short. I don't mind that I covered the long trade. I was cycling in and out trying to make a penny here or there. But when you get a failed break through a price like that, you want to at least give it a shot for the long. So I'm going to try it one more time to the long side. When it takes out 11 like that and snaps back, I'm hoping some shorts get burned. So I'll take a smaller long on the way back up and then see if it can actually hold about 1097, 1098. Again, only risk a couple of cents because if that is a failed break, we should be at 1110 quick time. Brendan, what do you got?
Francesca Holdings, guys. We haven't looked at this one for a while, but Fran on the NASDAQ, 16%. Decent volume, again, getting a nice buyer stepping up here, holding this 3 bid. So Francesca, they're involved in the retail side of things on the real estate side, I think, in the States. So Francesca Holdings, no news, significant news anyways, but moving higher today on volume.
Fran, you say, eh? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these retail names are, like you mentioned, they're unbelievable and not crazy great to trade.
That's a really nice way of saying.
Yeah, AAL, I still have that long. We didn't get out when it broke there. We're still long 1102 here. We'll wait to see. This is why, guys, it's so important. And I pat myself a little bit on the back. We'll do a little bit of a confetti here because that's why you scalp in and out, guys. Like we were taking, like I said, 1104 long here, getting out 08. Our best out is 10 there. So you take 4 or 5 pennies, 6 pennies on the win. That way, when this happens, it's no skin off your back because we're once again reloaded long 1102 here. So even if it breaks back down on a 1098, we'll take that 4 penny hit again. So we'll be washing our hands with AAL. Good trade on this one, but it looks like it's going to break right now. It tried to get back going, now it doesn't. So that's a double time fail. So I do think that this does break and goes significantly lower from here, AAL, guys.
Yeah, that's the break that you're sort of waiting for it to actually roll over. over and sustain the move. So second load not going to work. We're going to try to jump into the short. And speaking of short, someone just asked, and apologies here if we missed that one and he asked more than once about Visa. Yeah, this one now looks like it's going to be a short opportunity. You get it breaks that high of day. It fails at 179.65 and then basically then fails again lower. So it's trending to the downside. I'd like to enter it right here in front of 179 if we can get it. Otherwise, we're taking it on a break of 178.50 or we're catching it on a pop to 179.40. Either way, it is now going to be a short for me on Visa.
I see Uber, Sean. Yeah, Tom. You know we've got that one, baby. And you're bringing it up because it is once again an air horn trade. Uber, 20 cents in the money. Shout out to you, Tom Anthony, right here. Big time trade. And I'm glad it sounds like ESPN. That's exactly the point of why we're doing this. We're commentating, we're trading. The only difference about ESPN, they're actually not the players. We are actually putting on these real trades.
Yeah, like imagine LeBron was sitting there yelling.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I gave you this one, guys. 29.32. And here goes Uber. Bang for the win. Catapult Central. Uber to the downside. Shout out to you, Tom. Thanks for bringing that out. We just continue to rein in the capital right now. Big win on Uber. Bring it. We are at the day's high. Our net has not been higher. We floss it off. Throw it over to Mr. Wickens.
If you were following along with MDGS, guys, there was a clear seller there just above 4. Every time it got up to about 408, 410, seller stepped up and pushed it back down. So finally breaking here to the downside, hopefully. We're down to about 365, 370 on MDGS. Once it got back below that 440 we were talking about, all kinds of opportunity. Looks like this thing wants to go lower, guys.
Yeah, just a good look there. Everyone that had the Visa on the upswing, fantastic, great. Hope you made some money. But now I'm looking at the short for Visa right now, sort of off of this lower high. 179.40 is my range. I did start this one here at 178.56. I think I can add to it in front of that even 179. I'll get you back over to AAL because you get that failed break the first time when it goes the second time, and then you jump into the short. So I'm short here at 97, and we can start working this one out on the way down. AAL doing a massive move here. It was a big time wall at both 11.05 and 11 even. That's now the floodgates opened up and we can take some profit on the short side trade. So AAL working for us, 97 short. The first one, if you took it, great 99s, you could have a better price, but you want to be certain that you're the right direction. It tried to go back up a second time. You don't want to get jiggled out of that one, and now we got the big short on.
Yeah, big short. I got 98s. So Neil, 1 penny better. We're taking some out right now at 90. Or sorry, I'm 1 penny better. It doesn't matter at this point. We're gonna wait to see where we get out. That's all that matters. Hopefully it's 10.90 in change. I just took some out at 92 for once again a 6 penny winner. Look, guys, we crush it long here. Then we get out and we reverse. You can see right here. This is a reversal to the short side, guys. 10.98. To the short side. So you get out and you reverse. So red ticks on the chart, guys, right here. I'll blow this chart up for you. Any red ticks that you see here, like this, is getting out of our longs. Those are sell orders. Any purple orders are sell short right now. And look at Uber, guys. I'm just about to tweet this out, but we are now short here, 29.32. Let's break this down. Uber, this is why you joined us in the morning. Even though it went up, I said Uber was my favorite short for the day. So as soon as it breaks down below, we take the short here, cash in, then we take the short basically at the same level, and now it's hella cash as we go bearish. What's up to all the viewers out there? Follow on Twitter. I'm going to tweet this chart out right now as we go over to Miss V at the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to European Update. Well, Europe closed in a negative territory today. Britain is down 2.57%, Germany is down 2.22%, France is down 2.12%, Italy is down 2.09%, Spain is down 1.89%, and Russia is down 0.47%. Well, Europe is closed, and I'll update you on Monday when it opens again. Back to traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria. Another big bid here on that AAL. I know some of you guys are taking this trade sort of with us on that little short. So you're watching level 2. If you don't have access to this, you are seeing these big levels get chewed up. You take some out in front of these anticipated levels at 90 or 95, something like that, so that when it breaks, you can take advantage of some longs that went long in front of 11 even, saying, I'm going to hang on to it. I'm going to give it to that 1190. When this starts, if this level breaks, some of those longs are going to get chewed out. And then you want to take advantage of their stops. And when they get stopped out, I just get hit on the bid. So you get these panic sellers that you're acting against who are long in front of 11 even, and that's where you take some of your profit on this short. Know who you're up against so you can take advantage. Look, if your opponent is making mistakes, just get out of the way and let them do it.
Yeah, and we're cashing in. I mean, another big time cash here. I can't say this again, guys. Made money on the long and now making just as much money on the short. So here we go, cashing out. I still have 60%, sorry, of this trade. I must have got out. There it is. That's why. 60%. Look, out right there, 87s. We'll take some 86s. AAL, an 11-cent winner. We just keep on going. The day just gets bigger and better for us as we go on this name, AAL to the downside. And by the way, guys, I gave you and didn't take it, so it's not going to really matter, but we did talk about Tesla and where to potentially reload, and we were talking in this area. By the way, guys, 710 was just touched, so that was definitely a decent spot to reload it, but we missed it. Good thing we still have a decent amount of shares here on AAL as we go. High of the day, guys. Floss it off, confetti. I really hope, I know our graphics guys are super busy, but man, we need some new graphics guys.
Yeah, good look there, Zahid. You were mentioning your target at 712. I said when I got trailed out, I was sort of mentioning about 704 to 709. I missed that reload, mentioning 740 and not taking it when it got back there. Kevin, ring me over the head because we were talking about that level and didn't get it. 700 is coming in, and remember, we have a floor behind us that is not being populated, but Kevin is on the chat. He's one of our senior traders here. So is Adam, doing a fantastic job. Kevin said 685 to 690. You can scroll up in the chat if you want to see it. This was a level he said we'd get to on Tesla. So that was even more bearish than the rest of us here. And it looks like he just might be right, which he often is. Make sure you listen.
You know what? You still have AAL or you got out?
I still have AAL here. I am working out of some shares, but again, you just feel like when other people are panicking, you want to allow yourself to have a bit of a bigger move here. So I am working out of this all the way down. You've seen me sort of working out of shares all the way here. I'm still going to hang on. I have about, like 25% of the position left. There's no science to a move like this. You get that massive size and people are sort of panicking on the way out, and there isn't really a key level I'm working off of. There's no support till about $10 on this stock, so I'm not saying it gets down there today. You just don't have any key levels to work off of here, Sean.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I was trying to figure out what was going on. I just got some out at 86 there. We'll wait for 84s and see if that can come through for us on AAL. But so we're out. We only have 30% of our position as well left in this beauty, so we'll see what's going to happen here. Did I hear we're ready for Brendan? Yeah. Yes, Brendan, what's up, bud?
Just watching Tesla here. New lows again here, guys. 710 on the way through here for Tesla. If you jump over to Elon's Twitter account, there's some strange things going on. He was also talking about selling all of his physical possessions and not even owning a house. So I feel like his account might have been hacked, but I don't know. That's not confirmed in any way, shape, or form. But this move on Tesla, pretty impressive, guys.
I actually called that. There was probably something up with it, but obviously the price action, who cares if it's hacked or not? The price action.
You're making me want to buy this bounce here, but at the same time, look, you have the money in the bank and you're up and you're having a fantastic day. I don't know that that's the spot to gamble when you don't know whether he's hacked or not. It's good speculation, and I think certainly if you were in a long position in your own personal account and you think it might be a hack, that's a reason to maybe not dump in a panic. But as far as a day trade goes, I'm not going to pick up the long out of speculation that it might be hacked, although it could be a reason to get out of a short, certainly, especially you have some key levels working off there. I totally forgot about, no, I didn't totally forget about it. I'm just sort of reminding you guys of GSUM going all the way down to $1. For me, maybe I took it off too early, giving away an extra 10% on that move. It's going to happen to you. We didn't wait around on Visa, however. Now, the reason I'm still in this trade is, we're not all the way to VWAP yet, so I don't care about the even $1.78 on this retracement here at 178.56. Look, it has to go at least to VWAP, which will give me about $1 worth of a win. That's what we're looking for on Visa. The market is being dragged down by that Tesla move. Visa was a great long. Now with the short, we talked about this one to you guys, so if you got out of your long, fantastic. If you got short, even better.
I love that get that money talk, yeah, because that's exactly what we're doing. And you want to get some money, guys. Every Uber ride for me for the next year is free. Look at Uber ride here today. If you shorted this with me, hopefully your rides are free as well. Uber right now, big time trading today on this name. Hopefully you guys have this. We shorted early, we shorted again, and now we just short once again. 40 cents in the money now. Uber to the downside. It just did tick down 28.80. Watch out, guys. These futures are falling. So get out of some of your shorts if you can.
I don't wonder if we can't thank, maybe I'm thanking Elon for the AAL short. Maybe I'm thanking Elon for the Visa short. Did you just drag everything down for me here so all my shorts would work out? If so, thank you very much, Elon Musk. You're a fantastic guy. Go on Joe Rogan again. It was a lot of fun watching you the first time. Hopefully his account wasn't hacked. Because that would be a little bit ridiculous. I know he's on thin ice there, but AAL, what a fantastic short opportunity if you had this one. Look, and the crazy thing about this, and I'm sort of going back to the chart, check out our video on VWAP, because when you want to play a trend, and it was a downtrend already in AAL, where do you want to get in? Retracements, fail at VWAP here at 1120. I wasn't looking at AAL at the time. I promise you if we were, there's no way Sean Brennan and I would have missed that opportunity at 1120. It's fine. You catch it at 11 even for the short. You still make money. You just always want to make sure that when you have a winning trade or a series of winning trades, don't just ignore them and say, yeah, there's nothing else to learn there. What could you have done better? How could you have made more money? You always could do better. You got to figure out how that would be. It was a clear downtrend before this, and 1120 was a good entry on that VWAP bounce.
Yeah, I'm going to tweet this out long and short. I'm just doing it right here. You guys can catch me live if you see this here right here. Look at this, guys. I'm going to tweet this out. This kind of looks like an L, but I tried to make it an L, but it's not really. This is where we went long, and this is where we went short. So you see I'm just using my mouse here. We're going to tweet this out so you guys can follow us on AAL, now down that 9% and still tanking. You can see I only have 20% of my position left on, but it's a doozy, needless to say, as well as Uber is a 35-cent win. We'll give you guys another look. We haven't done this in a bit. We'll update it and show you my positions that we have on right now. Here's AAL 1098. You saw that. I mean, we can't keep talking about it. 17 cents in the money. And Uber, oh yeah, by the way, 35 cents. Come over here and pick me up, Uber. 35-cent winner on that one. Thanks for all the love on the chat on these plays, guys.
Yeah, and look, we absolutely love it. If there's anything that we're not getting to, let us know what you're interested in. I know Brendan came with AMC, and I sort of dismissed that one, and there was another flush in this too, so it makes the break at 446, it holds below VWAP, and it's now testing towards its low of the day. I'm going to quickly put the position board on for you. We only got about 15 minutes to go, so I'm going to recap. I'm obviously only short, like I kind of mentioned a few minutes ago there. 97, of course, on AAL we still have. Codex, we still have 1305, which, believe it or not, still about 40 cents in the money. And remember, I wanted about 80 cents to $1 initially on that play. Visa's 50 cents in the money. I talked about wanting $1 on that play as well. A VWAP retracement play on that rollover. We already made money on the long. Now we're making it on the short. Follow along, guys.
Yeah, what a day. I'm going to tweet this out. I'm also going to give a shout out to at Bear Bull Traders, Carlos from there, and Andrew as well. So we're looking for big trades there. We have Carlos. I think he's coming next week, I think, or soon. Next week, right? Carlos from Bear Bull Traders. So follow me on Twitter. I'm going to tweet him out right now and call him out because I know that they trade AAL over there as well. So just want to see what's happened. We've still got 20%. And guys, who's got this trade long and short? This guy. Big win on the long, big win on the short. We keep counting that ducats up right now. Oh, Canada. We just keep on winning. It's been a big day for us. Let's just keep the party going, man. Tesla big, Apple's been monstrous. Just check below, guys. Check what I'm taking below. You can see all the wins and everything that we're flossing off. AAL huge, guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I missed this, but I missed some re-entry points here in Codex a couple of times here, just sort of getting very, very greedy here. But if we roll over at VWAP again, I'm going to take more short at 1270, look for a push down to this 1240 mark as we get even more on AAL here. Look, now 76, we're getting some shares out. I still have this position on, and big bidder at 75. These quarters keep coming into play here. Brendan, what do you got?
No little energy company. Somebody was asking in the chat there about KOS. Yeah, getting crushed here too. 12.5%. Oil coming off again to the downside. This one reports May 11th. So mark that one in your calendar if you're watching KOS Energy. Yeah, definitely weaker than expected today. I think through this 150 gave you a decent opportunity, a nice flush. Sellers still coming in to KOS, guys.
Yeah, we're hitting the club tonight. You got that right there, critical level. And at Tom Anthony there, Uber, guys. If we go to the club, we'll be the only ones there. That's the only problem. Uber, guys, now breaking all the way down. 28.80. This is a 50-cent winner on this $29 name. It just keeps coming in. So I was going to hit NYSE Bull. I like this one. but we're not bullish on anything. We are hella short right now. 22 cents on AAL, just keeps on barking down here. 1070, what a great win on this one. Still got 20% of this shorted. We're at our highest spot of the day today. We keep cashing in, and bye-bye Uber. So crying if you're long, but this guy is short. Cash the money. Thank you to the fruit salad. Ever since we had that fruit salad, guys, we've been blowing this stock up. My net has just been blowing up. Thank you to fruit salad. Not a cowbell, it's a fruit salad bell today, guys. We'll probably take some Uber off right now. What a great move down. Maybe not. What is this level in the pre-market here? 28 and 79. So here we go. We're breaking it. You know what? Let's hold this 50-cent winner, guys. Hello.
Yeah, I'm just going to show you guys that even when you have a good call, sometimes you're going to get absolutely burned. And this is why we did this video on VWAP. Look, it's not just about the entries on those pullbacks. Look at Carnival Cruise Lines roll over here. Now, we had this short. And the reason why you don't want stops just shy of VWAP or stops just above it is because you get absolutely burned here. There was nothing wrong with the short. The trend is never really broken. So whether it's the fact that I didn't re-enter it or the fact that we had to stop too early, that's what I'm going to take away from Carnival Cruise. We're all over these shorts here, whether it's Tesla or AAL or Codex or Visa, which is now in the money, 70 cents. We're looking for that buck. But there's still a couple of shorts here that we had on. These are tracing plays that we missed out on, and we got to make sure that we can capture these. Carnival's been my best stock for the last couple of weeks, and we missed a big one here on it. 1450 was a level that we're both looking at in the pre-market as well. So you had that breakdown, which is a good one there. Carnival, huge move. At this point, I'd usually at about 12 o'clock at lunchtime be trying to pick bottoms. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. Throw me out the window if you see me trying to pick a bottom in this market. I'm hanging on to my shorts and just making that cash.
Have we seen Shark Tank? Yeah. Have we seen Kevin O'Leary? Yeah. Where was he? Sitting with Brendan. So Kevin O'Leary's been on our show before. He loves the show. He's been on twice and asking to come back again. So shout out Kevin. We'll have you back any day, and hopefully sooner rather than later. We are dropping a video of Kevin O'Leary coming up soon on our Market Wisdom channel. So get ready for that. And yeah, we love Kevin O'Leary. Big time guest, and he's going to be coming back hopefully in the near future, along with some other big time guests as well. Knock on wood for that. But shout out to Kevin O'Leary. I asked him all about watches. So my watch here, I don't know if you guys are into the watch game here. We'll leave that. You guys can guess what that is.
I know what it is.
I don't know if they know.
But he shouted out
the video. You'll see Kevin O'Leary.
He shouted out a fantastic watch and showed it off. And if you have a chance to go check it out, make sure you drop that video in there. And the other video we put out there, and I'm going to keep telling you, is that VWAP video. And I would hold Visa through VWAP if I wasn't kind of bullish on the stock, but it bounced so strongly each time that I'm going to take my dollar on it and walk away here. And this was my out the entire time. The second I got short, I told you my target was out in front of VWAP. We're going to take it. It's a clean dollar move downside. We already got the long, and congratulations to anybody that followed along there. But sort of when you see that reversal, it tries to break high of day, doesn't get very far, turns around, the market starts sliding, it puts in a lower high here. This is the entry that you like. And the only thing that we didn't do well was wait to enter this. I got into this trade probably 10 to 15 minutes after I should have noticed the setup, and then therefore you sort of threw away a bigger position, an extra 30 or 40 cents, which is fine. It's going to happen to you, but you got to look for ways to improve here. And when trading many stocks, sometimes having some alerts set up there, maybe throwing a couple extra charts there might help you out. I certainly had a good trade in Visa, but it could have been better. Brendan, what do you got?
Another little earnings name here, just checking on Altus USA reporting as well. Tight little consolidation here, 25.50, looking like a little bit of support that might want to go. This market is coming off in a hurry, guys, so this one might give you an opportunity to the downside here shortly, guys.
Yeah, we just took off some AAL there. It bounces off 1070, so we're flat. We have 10% of this position left. Big time winner. I mean, just look at this chart. I mean, ding, 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 all the way down. Oh yeah, you want another big, huge winner? Even a better chart, probably. By the way, Uber, you are now a 70-cent winner as we continue to go down. We're short Uber right now. These are the only two trades I have on. I'll probably just chill out and sit back and watch this profit. Just keep cashing in here today. I think we were negative yesterday, but it's been a huge show. Out of the 10 shows in the last 2 weeks, 9 positive days, including a big one today. So there you go. You're not going to be positive all the time, but when you are, it's home run central. And there we go. A way to start off the weekend here for me as well. Big time trading, big time winners today.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing. Start off the month here. It's going to be a fantastic May if everything is like this. And the thing about look, losses are inevitable. You have a losing day. It's about what the scope of it is, right? And so I think for you guys that are starting out, just try to make sure that if you win 7 days out of 10, 8 days out of 10, whatever it might be that it is your metric, you don't want to have those losing days be bigger than your upside. That's the reality here. You want to make sure that you can be consistent. AL continues to fall. I'm just going to be hanging on to my shorts here, whether it's Codex or American Airlines. I'm going to leave some on. I'm not even going to trail this at this point. We've been aggressive getting out on the way down because it's hard to anticipate how far it's going to go. I mean, this move started out in the futures very range bound, and then we get the Musk tweet. Now we're headed southbound. We're already started selling off in this market. People talk about sell in May and go away, that kind of nonsense. I don't know whether that's happening, but you're going to see me hang on to these shorts through the end of the show unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, I was just tweeting out here, I'll cash that check all day on UAL here, out at 1071 for, once again, another monster winner there. So we'll take that, and we are super, super happy to give these winners to you today, guys. It's been a banger day. Check, like I keep saying, check the profits below. Here's AAL. It's going to break this 1070. You could reload on the short if you like it right now. It's getting close to the end of the show here. I am out of this one. It could easily crack, guys. And like I said, too many shares not to take this winner. We are now out of that one and just topping off our day. One stock that I am not out of that I pounded, rewind. You can watch the video back. It's on YouTube. So you'll see me talk all about taking Uber short. We take it early at 950 here and then just cash in instantly. Now look at Uber, guys. This is going to be $1 winner now. So we go downside on Uber and cash in the money. What a fantastic day. It just keeps getting better. We are going to be dropping these Kevin O'Leary links at 11:55. So look out for that. You guys want to watch it. We had a great time with him. I hope you enjoy that. Talking all about, I think it was
Tesla is dying here, 690 on the bid. I'm just going back to the daily chart and look at this. I mean, what do you have these wicks? 673, 679. I mean, what a great, fantastic call. Look, we talked about Kevin and Adam being on the chat for you guys. You're going to see them on there. You got to listen to everybody that we have available on the floor. Unfortunately, it's not the full floor behind us, but look, what an unbelievable call. This is the exact target range it's gotten to. I know some people were looking at 712, and I was kind of mentioning 704 to 709. Here is this move. 740 you could have had right into this target range. Kevin, what an unbelievable call. I'll give you the confetti action for that one. Elon Musk dropping the tweet, sending the market southbound, sending the stock cratering. What an unbelievable opportunity that was to be short in Tesla today. You don't see that very often. And if it breaks this 675, look at this chart, guys. Where's next support? 610? 600? Unbelievable Tesla.
Yeah, I don't know what I have to do to get credit from Neil here, but good job on there. Kevin, guys. Kevin, great call there. We just continue to cash it out. Glad to have you back, Kevin. Nice trade on that one. Uber, loving Uber today. Let's see what AAL is doing here.
This buyer is the first buyer since 11 that actually seems to have some juice. Looks like this 1070, Sean. So I've been sort of casually getting out as many as I can around 71 just so I have a very, very small position because it's trying to bottom out here, and I think the market is what's preventing it from doing so as we continue to slide down. We're now at 28.22 on the futures here, so you know it is a big move down, but it's really only 20 handles on the ES. You know, it's not a gigantic play. This is not a parabolic fall. This is basically Uber slid down and some of the weaker names rolled over, but they didn't actually just go down to the gates of hell yet. I don't think we have a reason to be out, but certainly you want to take some profit. If you're still short AAL, watch this buyer at 1070. I'm not going long, but I'm taking a few shares off.
Yeah, Charlie Brown, same as me, buddy. My month is made already. So asking Charlie Brown what stock, it's probably Tesla. Great little look there. Come to my screen here, guys. If you're not already, you already are. Good. Here's top traders. So this is Day Trade the World. This is where we trade, and we're advertising, obviously, Trader TV up here. Look at this. Top traders by market. You had yesterday, you had New York, 22,000. Congratulations for that one. A big trade on New York yesterday. NASDAQ coming in at 20,000. And I'll get an update for you, but I believe it's over now. 63 live markets that we have. Not only do we have live markets, but we also have paper trading in these markets. Yep. So you can get going on this. Zitra there, Germany today, LSE as well. These are all yesterday's numbers, obviously, guys. The CME making big. Vienna, like we even have Vienna here. And then shout out to our friends Phil Cox from yesterday at the Canadian TSX market, Stockholm, and shout out to Jeff Mendel as well. There's OTC markets. That could be GBTC as well, as Nintendo has been flying around over there. Paris, Copenhagen, Helsinki. freaky Turkey. Oh, do we trade any Asian equities? We sure do. Here's Japan, Thailand as well, Japanese futures. There's BOVESPA. Trade whatever you want, guys. A lot of opportunity here at Day Trade the World, as you can see, cashing it in. Who are we throwing to? Valeria. What's up, Valeria?
Hey guys, have you ever seen Shark Tank show? Well, Mr. Wonderful visited our Trader TV Live show twice and gave us exclusive interviews. I will post a link with the interviews, so go check it out. Those interviews with Kevin O'Leary are posted on our brand new educational channel. Also check out our VWAP video and write in the comments the feedback. What would you like to make us next? But we're also preparing a lot of great stuff like what is short selling, best strategies for beginners. So subscribe for Market Wisdom by Trader TV Live to see more educational content and interviews with relevant guests, and subscribe for Stock Market Today by Trader TV Live to see us live every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Hey guys, what do you think about Kevin O'Leary interview being released?
I think we've worked on them, so we think it's
very
great.
Excited, very excited.
Lots of stuff to learn there. And you guys, just click it out, check it out. We'll see what's happening. Go over to that page. We're trying to get some traction on all these pages for you guys, because we just want to educate. This show's free, so there you go. And we're giving you the winners. But right now, Brendan hopefully has another name that we can cash out on. But wait a second, before we go to Brendan, AAL guys, this is why we got out. I just noticed right now, this is why we get out at, again, 1071 there. I might have even got some 1070s, I'm not sure. 1071s.
It did hit some at 1070.
Yeah, bounces all the way up, guys, to 1080. So 1070, 1071, beautiful outs there. Just hopping off the day. Don't know what else to tell you. It's been fantastic. Uber now 80 cents in the money, Brendan. Just keeps going down, my friend.
Here we go, guys. Yeah, exciting stuff, exciting day. The market's still coming off here in a hurry. Go check out our new videos, guys, over at Market Wisdom. We have Kevin O'Leary talking about the oil market decline and his thoughts on how to play it. We have his opinion on some pretty fancy watches as well. So Valeria is going to keep posting those links in the chat here if you miss it because it's scrolling by. Just wait a few minutes, she'll put it up again. Go check out those videos, leave a comment, hit the like and subscribe buttons once again for Market Wisdom, our latest contribution on the education side. Again, Kevin O'Leary was in studio back in, I believe it was April, maybe earlier than that, but a month or two ago anyways. Let's have a look, guys, at what is coming up as far as earnings. We still have a number of earnings reports to get to. It's Friday, so nothing after market, but coming up before the open on Monday. There we go.
So, look, realistically, we can look at this earnings board and talk about it, but we're probably not going to. I think if you're going to be focusing on where to make your money on Monday, just review your week and look at what was profitable for you. So CCL continues to be a great day trade. Of course, the airlines have been fantastic today. That goes without saying. You're going to be trading Tesla next week. That's an absolute guarantee. Stick to what has worked. You don't have to force trade just because it was earnings. I know there were lots of good ones today, but that was the biggest in terms of earnings season that we got this week, and there won't be anything quite as exciting. So stick to the names that are really on the move, guys.
And guys, here's all the stocks I've traded today. You can see here's my scoreboard up here. This is profits taken out per share. You saw Apple's been absolutely destroyed. Tesla is only an $8 winner, but you did see what's going on there. Uber, we've been absolutely destroyed and still in this trade, so that'll even get better. XOM, AMD, there's American Airlines, and of course, this is just profits per share here. So the amount of shares, CCL, we did wind up flatting that trade, and then MDGS, we did take a hit on that one early, but those are the stocks there. I've traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 names and 236 fills, but there's the love. Thank you for everything today. It's been a fantastic day. I love it when my losers are 28 cents and the winners are $15. So giddy up. You said what to trade on Monday. Hopefully you'll be trading what Neil and I are trading. It's been big. Look at this AAL, guys. We get out at the very bottom there. That would have been a great long opportunity
the thing is, John,
as well. But what are you going to do?
I just don't love the 1070 long because the market's still sliding downside. You make all that money with the short, and I need to be really convinced that I'm going to be a buyer. And it's fine if it turns here. I just don't feel like you need to be gambling on a Friday at lunchtime with that play. But did we get what day it is yet? I cheated and looked at Valeria's screen, so I'm a bit excited about it.
Hey guys, first of all, thank you very much for joining us today, for all of your super chats, for all of your likes and comments and subscriptions. Guys, subscribe to this channel. We are live every day from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, subscribe for our new brand educational channel called Market Wisdom by tradertv.live. And check out 2 interviews with superstar Kevin O'Leary talking about super expensive watches and about oil prices, and also check out our educational video about VWAP. Stay tuned and subscribe. I know Neil says that our next goal is 40,000 subscribers, but 30, even 30, I'm saying 1 million is our next goal. So let's go subscribe for both channels and find us on social media at tradertv.live. And as usual, I'm saying but National Day is today, and today it looks very tasty, but I never tried. And National Chocolate Parfait Day. Guys, did you try chocolate parfait?
Everybody likes parfait. That was one of my favorite lines from Shrek. Eddie Murphy plays the donkey. He's like, parfait, everyone loves a parfait. And I will have it all day. I doubt we're going to have it here for our lunch, but let's see if I can't wrangle some over the weekend. I think that will count.
We need to get some chocolate parfait for Valeria, because clearly she hasn't tried it yet. It needs to very, very quickly. Yes, everybody loves chocolate parfait. You had me at chocolate.
That's parfait. Okay, guys, big show today. We're still in Uber. It's 80 cents down here. The market keeps crashing. Watch your Tesla positions as it goes. You just saw the destruction that we took today, or at least I did on the scoreboard today. It's been a good one, and we'll be back on Monday.
Yeah, it's been a great show. Obviously, that goes without saying. The day is not done. We're still sliding down to 8,700 on the futures, so this is why I didn't go long in AAL. The market is still absolutely getting crushed. It's going to be a fantastic May, if this is any indication. We had a lot of fun doing this for you guys. Thank you to everybody on the chat, your participation. Thank you for the super chat there, Matt. But for the entire team, Valeria, we need to get you some parfait. It is delicious. Sean Katina, as always, we're doing our social distancing. Give us a nice little wave. And Brendan doing a fantastic job, like he always does at the desk. And I'm Neil Roberts. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is tradertv.live. We'll see you next week.
It should be